All right, welcome to Tiger TV. Tuttle High School basketball here at the Greg Henning Activity Center on the campus of Tuttle High School. I'm here tonight. Brett Draper here with you tonight. Our opening night here with the Tecumseh Savages coming to town. Girls game will get going here in just a short bit. Alongside me, our producer and helper, color guy, Kevin Rogers, and then joining us now for his post-high school career. He's not post-playing career, but he's joining us tonight, and I'm sure he'll have some viewers to judge him. But Richie Overcash, 2024 Tuttle grad, and now playing basketball at the collegiate level, recovering from an injury. But Richie, welcome to the broadcast, and I'm excited to have you along this season with us.
Thank you. I'm glad to be here. I'm glad you guys allowed me to come along, so I'm excited.
If it gets me some more free time, my wife likes it, so we're going to get trained up where I can maybe take a night off every once in a while. But
yes,
Kevin is doing some production stuff right now, getting everything ready to go. It's our first home basketball broadcast, and we're moving all the equipment from football stadium over to the arena here, Greg Henning Activity Center. So fighting through some difficulties here technically, but we should have a good stream for you as we get going here. About 3:30 left on the clock of warm-ups, and then we'll have introductions and we'll have the anthem. And so the good thing is on opening night, Richie, there's not a whole lot of stuff to talk about other than what you already know about your own team.
Yes, sir.
Talk a little bit about, I know we beat Tecumseh, the girls beat Tecumseh out last year. I believe regional play ended their season, and now they're back. You mentioned off air last 3 seasons we've opened with them.
Yes, and I think both boys and girls have always gotten off to a pretty slow start. That first half, those nerves, you have so many people who are new to starting and new to playing, and just getting those nerves out, especially first quarter, second quarter, and then you come out in the second half. And I expect to see a strong second half, maybe a little bit of shakiness in the first and second quarter for our girls and boys.
And yeah, like you mentioned, I mean, you've got a whole new team. You've scrimmaged, and you've practiced, but you've not, had the lights on, the referees, the crowd, all those things, the scoreboard, everything that goes into it. The Tiger TV broadcast is putting pressure on you because we're going to call you, we call them out when they – no, I'm just kidding. But, it's a different environment. It's game night for the first time. I know the boys are going to be a little short-handed just because of the success of our football program.
Yep.
Football playing Friday night in the semifinals. So there are some pieces to that puzzle that'll hop in. I know some important pieces as well. But girls, almost at full strength, have a few banged-up bodies. I know Kinsley Ballard has got an ankle issue. But Coach Combs, I think, you lose a girl like Allie Reel and Ava Battles and Sam Teague. Those are 3 really good pieces to your puzzle that are missing now, and you've got a lot of youth in the lineup. But I can tell you, if I know Coach Combs, our team's going to play their tails off on defense, and that takes you a long ways.
Yes, for sure. And, you still have 2 returning starters that you can have as your leaders to, drag you along with those young pieces. Learning how to play. And if you're Coach Combs, it's kind of a positive to be able to help these young girls develop and, for their future and this season.
Well, and it's about a program. It's not always about just the 1 year.
Right.
Yeah. And there's been such a stretch of it. You look at the state title a few years back, you had Hadley Perriman, you have Landry Allen, you got Story Driver playing college basketball, you got Allie Reel, several others I'm probably forgetting, and I'm sorry. Thinking off the spot, I'm still in football mode right now. But, I mean, a lot of really good sustained success over those years. Coach Combe now in her 3rd year here at Tuttle. And some people may say, hey, you may have a little bit of a rebuild, or what you want to call it, because there's not just that go get a bucket person like Allie Reel. You can hand her the ball and she can go get her own shot.
Right.
similar to what you did last year. You had to kind of take that role of, hey, we got to get a shot off and we got to go create it. There's really not that person yet, and I think that's cool that as the season progresses, you'll probably find out who that person is.
I think we saw flashes, though, from Marissa Sandlin and Kinsley Battles. I saw a lot of the times Kinsley get into the mid-range area, which is something Allie did really well at. So I'm excited to watch and see who steps up as that person.
For sure. We're going to have, I think we're going to have maybe a little video here or the anthem here in a moment. But both teams coming in tonight, first game of the year. Tuttle, they've got this one, and then about 7 days from now they'll have Blanchard on the road. And then you've got a tournament weekend. But we're going to turn it over to the stadium or to the arena, and we'll tune in for the national anthem here.
Changed something, and now this doesn't recognize what we set up to.
It's weird. So
we're getting over that.
Will you just have to put the score in yourself? Is that what
I'm going to figure that out. I'm going to see if I can, because right now that's not set up to do
Well,
it
I
that
already
way.
told the broadcasters that, hey, we just moved all this stuff over. I've already covered for us as far as that, and I'll keep reminding you, okay? We thought we were doing a football broadcast Friday, and flipping the drug for this. All right, we're back after the national anthem there. And we're here to remind you a little bit if you're just joining us. Our scoreboard syncs up with our home scoreboard, syncs up with our broadcast scoreboard. And right now, we just moved everything over. We thought we were doing a football broadcast Friday. We were going to take, all that stuff. Well, now we're doing this on the fly. The scoreboard is not right now syncing up, so we might be manually inputting score, or we might not, and we might just announce it like a radio broadcast. We'll keep you posted on the score and keep you posted on stats the best we can as well. But like we mentioned, Coach Combs in her third year. The lights go off. Everybody's not ready for that, but Coach Combs in her third year here at the helm. I know, I'll just tell you, her and my wife are really, really good friends. I know how much work she puts into this job. I know how passionate she is about these players and their success, not just on the court, but later in life. And I know that, hey, she's up for the challenge. You don't have the superstars like we talked about maybe on the roster that you've had in the past. Not saying that there's not some in there, but I know that she's like, hey, you know what? We're going to go prove people wrong, and I think that's got to be the motto for them this year.
For sure. I think it's been the motto for both
the
basketball teams for the past 2-3 years. When Lester left, Coach Combs came in. I'm really tight with Allie Reel, and it was kind of like, are y'all rebuilding now? Like Landry Allen leaves, and then it's like, okay, what's going to happen here? Allie steps up, and then Coach Merritt leaves for the boys, and it's like, All those Isaac, McDoulet, Tyler McCarthy, everyone leaves there, graduates, and it's kind of like, are we rebuilding now? And so
Sure.
I think for the past 3 years, both these teams have been kind of looked at and almost underrated.
Yeah.
And both coaches have done a great job of, preparing their teams and helping them play hard.
Yeah, and I think that's the thing that we're always going to hang our hat on. If you look at a girls or boys game, it's just the effort's going to be at a high level. I think it's going to be exciting on the boys' half of things. Like you're taking a D1 just committed. CJ Simon just committed. He'll sign with the University of Texas El Paso, UTEP, the minors. And, he's a dynamic athlete.
Mm-hmm.
You've got a young ninth grader in Donnie Schluter that's going to be a contributor. You've got a kid that just moved in from South Carolina. There's a big boy that's going to have minutes in Noah Herring. So we're going to talk a little bit about the girls as you see our Williams Plumbing Service starting five. Number 5 there, Cortland Traxler. Number 10, Kinsley Battles, also a senior there. Number 11, senior Ellie Dombeck. Number 15, Evelyn Mitchell. That's a new starter to the lineup. And then 40, Marissa Sandlin. So, I've only seen spurts of Cortland Traxler really get to play over the last couple of years, but I love her left-handed. I love watching the lefty shoot.
It's a beautiful
She's
jumper.
got a good shot. Ellie's played a lot of minutes. Kinsley's been kind of the staple defender.
For sure.
And I think if you're going to lose a bunch of people and you bring back your best on-ball defender, I think that's a plus.
Yes.
We'll look at the keys to the victory here tonight for the Lady Tigers. Richie, you talked about it earlier, managing your emotions of the first game. I think they're going to want to set the tone defensively. They're probably going to be a little bit outsized just from the roster I see there from Tecumseh. And then I think you're going to have to go score fast break points and transition off turnovers.
For sure. One thing you can always control is effort and defensive ability. And, setting the tone defensively, especially in the first game, is very important. And when you play good defense, oftentimes it's going to lead to fast break and transition buckets. So I think that's really great keys to the game for these girls.
Setting the tip here, Miss Evelyn Mitchell. And won by number 12 for Tecumseh. We don't have a Tecumseh roster on us for tonight's opening broadcast, but we'll either maybe try to track one down or find something out. But that's a little floater there, a little off-foot floater there for number 11, the little lefty there. A shot. Kinsley, little floater of her own in the lane, a little contact, ball tipped out of her hands, and Tecumseh rebounds, heading the other way. I think that's going to be what they're going to try to do is get it down to the block, and that's a good job playing front defense, Richard.
Yeah, you're going to see Marissa Sandlin probably fronting, and then it's going to be on the help side defenders to be there for that pass that goes over the top.
Dombeck dribbles to the top, and she'll reset the Lady Tiger offense. Kinsley had a nice little drive there, and just good job by the Savages kind of closing down on her right there. It's another high screen, and she'll go to the line here.
It's the call she should have gotten last time, if we're being honest. But that's what Kinsley's so good at, is getting downhill with her left hand, and she has the pull-up mid-range. She showcased it a little bit last year. Mm-hmm. Hopefully the three ball has developed, and, you never know. It's a long summer where you can work on your game.
Sure.
and improve, so.
Well, and especially when you're as a player, there's a lot more on your plate that you have to go do for your team. A lot of times that drives you to become a better player in itself. So I've seen a lot of guys I've coached just grow up a ton. They've worked at it, but they just grew up mentally a ton because they knew they had to. So
right.
Kinsley splits the pair of free throws there.
Little 3-2 zone, it looks like.
Yeah. And long range off of everything. That's the length there of Tecumseh.
That's the key.
Sandlin going to pick up a foul there, reaching in. That's not one you want to pick up if you're Sandlin early. Not banging bodies down there in the paint. You want to get those fouls, not get the ones where you're reaching. So she's going to be vital on the defensive effort here tonight.
It's really important to grab the rebounding zone. Everyone has to crash because, you know, Ellie and Marissa right now are the only two down there. So those guards at the top have to come down and crash and be prepared for a long rebound.
I think there's been the last couple of shots have also, unfortunately for Tuttle, been some bad shots for Tecumseh that have had weird
really
rebounds.
Weird bounces.
Good rebound there from Sandlin. Little free throw line jumper, good. Marissa Sandlin in her first bucket of the year.
Marissa's a really skilled player. She can do it on the post. She can shoot. She shot from the corner a lot last year. She knocked a high percentage down. I'm excited to see how she's developed too.
I'm looking at my stats format here, trying to figure out his 11 floater off the top of the glass. Doesn't draw anything else, and good rebound there from Mitchell. Kevin Rogers is busy on the keyboard right now, trying to keep up with everything, get us all situated. He said, I'm going to mute my mic right now and just locked up. I'm getting locked in and trying to get things going. He's working hard for the viewers, I'll tell you that, Richie.
He is.
Well, we thought we were doing a football broadcast, Kevin. That's the problem is, and we're not going to comment about what we really think.
Right. We were expecting to be, you know.
We were in football mode, big time.
So we had to make a quick adjustment and start tearing everything down, move it from the press box instead of packing up and getting ready to go on the road. And so, because in the past 5 years, that's one thing that we've done is delayed the first basketball game. And
sure.
So the last we heard, that's what we were expecting.
Well, and it all it's not like a little camcorder and a microphone, and it's a lot of stuff, and
a lot of small pieces of equipment that have to be put together, and that's just the road trip. The home.
Sure.
The home setup here we have here is a whole booth tied into all kinds of stuff. And
internet and scoreboards.
Right,
and
we're going to tie it into statistics later on.
Sure.
We'll have stats that we're going to tie in. So we're trying to up the ante as much as we can.
Tuttle up 5-2 here. Sandlin hit a little free throw line, just inside the free throw line, hit a little jumper, and then Kinsley Battles has hit 3 free throws tonight. So good start. Tigers playing good defense, and I think that's a good sign early, and that's kind of what you hang your hat on. Kinsley pushing pressure. Forces that one a little bit, but I understand maybe trying to make something happen here early.
Early on when you're trying to figure out, you know you're the person who needs to score, it's hard to decide what shots I should take and what shots you shouldn't, and, that comes with time and experience. So
that one shot from North Texas, that one misses everything, and Traxler rebounds, a lefty. Gives it to Kinsley, and Marissa, now she throws it into traffic. It's intercepted by number 20 for Tecumseh. Bradley Watson on our camera here, a football camera guy, getting adjusted to indoor life. He's been out there on that deck. He's not really all the way in the elements, and he's young, so he can handle it. But we appreciate Bradley showing up, and he does a good job for us.
Well, we couldn't do this without him.
No, we could not do it without you. It'd be radio.
That's right.
And I have a TV face and body. I'm not a radio body, I'm so good looking they can't keep me off of the television. They don't want to put me on radio.
Yeah. Well, usually it's the other way around. They say he's got a face for radio.
Exactly.
I think it was old Al Ashback.
I'd rather
Al Ashback had a face for radio.
If you know any football broadcast, me and Eli are trying to get off screen as fast as we can. We usually have a good spread of food that we're trying to eat in between, talking. So Tigers still lead at 5-2 here, 3:41 and counting. As we'll keep you updated on the time and the score. Sandlin gets a wide open look. That one's going to hit off the back iron and off track. Tecumseh pulls it back the other way.
And already our girls have switched defenses 3 or 4 times, just showing different looks. We've been in the zone, straight man now. We had a little trap up toward half court earlier. So a lot of different looks from Coach Combs so far.
Well, and early in the year, teams are, hey, we're going to play man. Well, she comes out in the zone, and it throws everything off, and you got to go make adjustments, and then you switch back, and, well, never mind. I'm not a basketball coach. I just can imagine that it's just a constant chess game back and forth with sets and defensive looks early in the year.
For sure, and a lot of it falls on the players, too. If you come down, and you have to read the defense and get your team out of and into certain stuff, as Marissa from that corner, like I said earlier.
Yeah, that's her spot. She was get a look at it from the Hotworks Mustang replay, gets a good look, and she had one from the top of the key, got it warmed up a little bit, gets to her corner spot, and knocks down a Tiger 3 ball. I'm supposed to say bang whenever they hit them. I forgot. Coach Bell's going to probably get on to me. 8-2 here. Tigers lead. And Sandlin, 1 of 2 from downtown. From three-point land, and Sandlin and Kinsley leading the way in the scoreboard.
I think that's about what you would expect with a young team. The two returning starters taking a majority of the shots here early as the youngsters settle in.
Well, and yeah, you're not going to ask all your pups to go fire shots up. You don't want them to pass up the good looks though either.
Right.
And I think Kinsley's going to be asked to play every minute.
I would assume so. But that's tough. You can't foul.
Good block by Mitchell right there over the top. No contact and clean there. And I'm ready for Traxler to pull the left hand out and let one rain. She's fun to watch shoot the basketball. It's just fun to watch all these young girls that really you didn't get to see a whole lot of. There's a nice putback rebound from Evelyn Mitchell, cleaning up the trash and left hand off the glass. But you see a lot of these players that you saw play maybe some minutes late in games come out and having a role. It's exciting to watch them kind of take those things on.
It's really fun to see and just see growth and development out of people and players.
Well, you were on the high school roster last year, and you come back and you look at these young ladies that are like, man, she's gotten a lot taller, or she's gotten a lot stronger looking, or she's a lot better dribbler now than she was a year ago, or a better shooter. So, and it's the same for me. I don't go to basketball practice. I'm not around them. I teach at the middle school, so I don't ever see any of these girls really hardly at all. But you look at them and you're like, oh my gosh, they're growing up, and they have to. They don't really have a choice. They got to grow up. You got to get in the lineup and play a bunch of minutes. So.
For sure. And a foul on Kinsley there. That's something you don't want to do when you're one of the best players on the team. You have to stay out of foul trouble.
Like right there, Marissa just. I think, and I always say this, I'm not a basketball coach, but I don't know that Marissa needs to guard number 22 at the perimeter as close as she is. Right. I think I used to comment sometimes Richie would get a little anxious up there, and it's human nature. But I would always say Richie's got to quit doing that stuff. You got to play every minute of the game. And like you mentioned, Kinsley cannot get in trouble.
In my defense, I felt like I did a pretty good job. It was Gabe and Jake we had to worry about.
Gabe was always had his hand in the cookie jar, but he had a lot of cookies. I'll tell you that.
He did.
That kid stole the basketball better than a lot of high school players I've ever seen. So Sandlin passes to Lakin Smith, who entered the game. She'll go to the rack, and she's fouled. So number 25, Lakin Smith, will head to the line for her first free throws of the night.
There was a chance for Courtney Traxler there on that left wing. I was hoping we could see that jump shot you've been talking about.
I could be wrong. She may not be able to shoot at all. But she can auction. She did a little auctioneering at the Meet the Tiger night. Lakin Smith drops that one in. But yeah, she auctioned off some.
Kids with some auction.
Yeah, we had
CJ.
we had Cortland Traxler auctioning off some items, and then C.J. Simon never met a stranger. He comes in and auctions off something for like $700, and it was comedy hour. He's a man. His personality. We've done some interviews with him, Richie, after football games, and it's just he's funny. He's a great kid who loves competing at whatever he's competing at. That one falls in. Shot coming off the hip, firing from the hip, and gets it at fall. 12-5 here, 45 seconds left, and Lakin Smith controlling things at the top. She'll swing it over to Traxler. Smith looking to the sideline to Coach Combs to check in with her. Coach Combs and Coach Ballard together once again. Coach Ballard, her husband's a little busy. Nice little separation move there, but they'll probably, 13 seconds left, so they'll probably try to go with about 10 there. Get the action going here with Dombeck. Nice dribble drive. That one swatted away, but it'll stay here. 6.5 seconds left on the clock. Battles. And Evelyn Mitchell will check back in for Williams and Dombeck for one final possession probably here in the first quarter. 4-4 on the fouls. Nice inbound. There's the lefty from long range off the back iron. No good. 3 seconds left. Tecumseh doesn't look like they're going to fire a shot off. They'll dribble the end of the quarter out. 12-5 after one. We'll be right back after this commercial break on Tiger TV.
Country Equipment Rentals is the spot for all the tools to help you get those projects done. Whether it's a power washer, jackhammer, stump grinder, or tiller, or if you need something a little bigger like a tractor and brush hog, skid steer, excavator, or even a bulldozer, Country Equipment Rentals is the place to go.
As a mama, you're constantly pulled in every direction. HotWorks is where you get to hit pause. Sweat out the stresses you recenter in just 30 minutes. You deserve this.
Hey Tiger fans, if you're looking for a church home, we have a place for you at First Baptist Church. From children's and youth activities to senior adults, we have a ministry for everyone in your family and would love to have you join us. If we can pray for you, email us at prayforyou@att.net. We love you and hope you have a blessed week.
All right, we're going to take a look at a block here from Evelyn Mitchell on a dribble drive from Tecumseh on our HotWorks Mustang replay. Nice little, just avoids getting the foul and really smashes the ball down on her face. We get the turnover, and I believe turned it into some points. So Tigers 12, Lady Savages 5 here as the second quarter about to begin. Again, our clock is not tied to our scoreboard visual on your screen is normally tied into the scoreboard here at our home gym, but with our technical difficulties, not necessarily our fault. Nice little give and go. That one, well, not give and go, but a little from a dish from the high post into Battles, unable to finish there. But we're just, tonight we don't have it tied in, but next home broadcast we'll have all the bugs worked out. We just moved all this equipment down into the gym, and so you're just lucky to get to hear all of us tonight, right?
Yeah, I spent all afternoon sitting, working and connecting cables and programming.
Nice little inbounds dish, little spin move from Mitchell, and her first points of the night. Tigers lead at 14-5. I think you love this start, Richie.
I do. I think one thing that needs to improve is I think Tecumseh's getting to the paint a little more than Coach Combs would like. But other than that, I think the defense has been fantastic. The reason they haven't scored is because the help inside has been really good. But with so many guards, so many shorter girls on the court, you want to be able to keep them out of the paint a little more than what's happened.
Well, especially with their size. Number 12 for Tecumseh is about 6'2", it looks like.
Yeah.
She moves pretty well, too.
She does.
There's Battles from the top. That one a little long, but Dombeck, nice rebound. Turnaround jumper, no good. There's a rebound by Mitchell. And Mitchell's been kind of story of the night so far for Tuttle. She's got 4 points, 16-5 here. Long three ball, that one rattles home. So That's the second time she's pulled the trigger from just almost to that almost to the circle in the middle of the court there. But 16-8 now. 6:30 left here in the second quarter of action. We had a rule change last year where the fouls reset after each quarter, and then if you get to 5, it's a double bonus, I believe, right away.
Yes, sir.
So Don Beck dribbling, she swatted away, but there's Mitchell to collect. The jumper no good. Tigers have done a pretty good job rebounding offensively as well.
For sure. It's a lot easier when you're shorter to offensive rebound than defensive rebound.
Got it.
Just because you can kind of sneak in and get position a lot easier. Most of the time on defense, you're in front of the person.
Yep.
And so you don't really have eyes on them, and they can just go over you. Offensively, you can kind of sneak in behind people and read the ball a little better.
Sure. That's what I did when I was a hooper. No, I'm just kidding. I fouled out a lot. I could come over from football, and they'd be like, hey, you got 5 fouls. Let's use them, right? So there's Sandlin gets a little block call there. So 16-8, 5:51 here in the second quarter. Over in the corner to Traxler. She's going to get it down to Sandlin. Nice little up and under move. She'll draw a foul. And the more fouls you can draw on those bigger players down low for Tecumseh, the easier that lane is to open up later in the ballgame.
For sure. And Marissa has really good footwork in the post. Right there, we're kind of up and under. And when she went under, the big went down with their hands, and that's going to get a foul every time.
Sandlin good on her first free throw attempt, and looks like Williams will check in for her. It's number 13, Alexis Williams. One of the fastest human beings on campus. Alexis can fly. She balled out in the Turkey Bowl, the Powder Puff football game, Kevin. And I'm talking, she made some people look like they were standing still while they were chasing her.
We always do boys and girls team up and do a little Olympics before October 1st when practices officially start, and we did a relay race, and I'm telling you, Chad's one of the fastest people. She was step for step with Chad.
That's great.
It was incredible.
There's Traxler from the wing. That one is good. Bangs home a wing 3, 21-8 Tigers. That'll draw a timeout from the Lady Savages. We'll be right back after this commercial break on Tiger TV.
Contemporary Family Dentistry Newcastle has been serving the Tri-City community since 2008 and is excited to announce the opening of our second location in Blanchard. For more information, visit our website at www.cfdok.com.
Let's look at that last.
We'll take a look at that 3 ball from Cortland Traxler, finally finding her rhythm. And the assist from Kinsley had an assist underneath the hoop earlier, and we'll get those stat wrinkled out too. This is our first night using this spreadsheet software, but I think we're gonna adjust our desk so we can be more sitting down and seeing everything without having to be so. We're looking over a couple monitors right now. Mr. Kevin over here is looking only at the monitors. He just looks like a wall of TVs in front of him. And
I'm in a low boy chair.
Yeah, he's in a little baby boy chair. He's 6'7" though, so. That one, nice defense there. And picks up the foul, but I thought good job keeping her away from the basket. She's going to be tough to contain down there, just sheer human size factor. Nice little free throw stroke there.
But the best thing, anytime a big girl gets in, anyone gets in,
sure.
Run, run, push it down the court right here, get the ball in quick, and Kinsley go.
Yep. Kendall Cummings has checked in tonight for the first time. And 21-10 here with 4:45 on the clock here in the second quarter. It's a good look. Kinsley passes it down, gets the baseline jumper. Nice little touch shot right there, up and over the front part of the iron. 23-10 now. Kinsley scoring it efficiently tonight. That's their shooter right there. She goes long there. Good rebound from number 25, Lakin Smith.
Coach Combs telling him to go.
I like the idea, like you mentioned earlier. That's going to be almost a jump ball. It looks like it was knocked out by Smith. Maybe a little bit too out of control heading into the paint with the big post player down there. Nowhere to really go. She moves pretty well, too. Looks like a pretty good athlete. Wearing a knee brace and a couple knee braces, but
she's talking really well down there in their zone, too.
Cummings picks up the steal. Traxler again, same spot, same result. Bang home another three ball. Cortland Traxler, 2 for 3 from downtown tonight. Savages trying to answer. Come up empty and Dombeck clears. Tigers will slow the pace back down. Traxler filling it up. Not sure what we had going on here.
Nosebleed, it looks like.
All right. Altitude.
Oklahoma famous for its altitude.
The nosebleed king and queen of Tuttle are Coach Sean Brooks, our athletic director, and Layla Kerr. Layla was always notorious to get a nosebleed. Softball. Her little sister, PJ, is a stud wrestler. She's in my 6th grade PE class. And PJ has a, hey, Coach, I got a nosebleed. I got to go. Like, yeah, there's Traxler again, and another one. She's on fire, as they say in NBA Jam. 3 of 4, 3 of her last 3 from downtown. And 12 points here as the Tigers lead 29-10 here with 2:58 left. And I think a deflection there by Kinsley. She's going to push the pace. Had Mitchell on the right side, opts for Traxler. The little jumper kissed off the glass. Traxler feeling it right now. Battles and the girls. Coach Combs fired up. We're going to take a 30-second timeout here on Tiger TV and be right back.
At Jamie Joe's, our burgers are handmade with 100% pure beef. From our grill to your table, you'll love every bite. Jamie Joe's, half-price burgers all day Monday.
We're back here on Tiger TV in the second quarter. Going to look at some Hot Works Mustang replays. Traxler from the corner. She had just hit 2 from the wing in a row there. And then gets the pass from Battles, gets the defender in the air, and the lefty kisses it off the glass. The bank's open late at night in tow. But, I mean, Cortland played a little bit, and she's got 14 points in the first quarter of your first game, and it's kind of like, man, we love to see that.
Right. It's incredible. Obviously, she stepped up. And she knew she needed to, and today she's just on fire.
Lakin Smith gonna get a little contact in the air on number 33 for Lady Savages. My beautiful mother, a Tecumseh Savage grad. My grandmother grew up there, and obviously my mom lived there, but I spent a lot of time, if you're from Tecumseh, the Shireys are good family friends of mine. We always see a Shirey playing football. The sheriff, Kurt Shirey, back in the day, recently passed away not too long ago. I believe it was last year. I could be wrong, and I apologize if I'm wrong about that. But I used to go there's an old barber, not a barber shop. It was the hairdresser. And my grandma would drag me along, and I'd sit there while she got her perm, and they were all the old ladies smoking cigarettes in there, and then we'd go to Granny Stevens. And if you're from Tecumseh, Granny Stevens is the gas station. They've got fried chicken there. I hope it's still open. It was a phenomenal fried chicken, but she lived right across the street. And, boy, I learned how to cross the road at a young age, and I would go over and get me a couple drumsticks. And
I think it's safe to eat gas station chicken, but not gas station sushi.
I'm not a sushi person either, but, I will say, I don't know that I've had a bad gas station, chicken leg.
Hey, the place out 3 miles east of town, they got good burgers.
Scott's?
Yeah.
Oof.
Yeah.
I get in so much trouble, Kevin.
Yeah, we should get them to be a sponsor in the future. Maybe
I'll tell you what, I might just throw it to them anyway, because I'll tell you,
they make a good burger.
They do. Scott's Mini Stop shows up on our bank statement, and Mrs. Draper, the English teacher, comes out, and I've been disciplined several times. Their breakfast sandwiches, they got this sausage, egg, and cheese and all kinds of stuff toaster. It's on a toaster bun. I mean, it's like, I don't know. It's like $6-7, but I'll eat that, and it's.
We make pretty good breakfast here at school.
I know. I'm a big cafeteria fan here at Tuttle High, or Tuttle Middle School is where I spend my lunch hour every day. I have all the lunch duties, so we get some today's.
Yep.
Here's the deal. If you have a student at Tuttle, you got to understand and appreciate the cafeteria. The ladies were having some issues with the corn tortillas at Tuttle Middle School today for their tacos. They were kind of falling apart.
They were going to make taquitos.
Taquitos. Well, they weren't rolling up right, and they were cracking and whatever. So they turned them into like flat tacos, like quesadillas, and that might be the most popular thing we've ever had. Shout out to the middle school staff at the cafe.
All 5 of our campuses have the best cooks.
They are awesome.
They're incredible.
It's really good cafeteria food for school.
Not bad for government food.
Mm-hmm. That one tied up, and it'll go back the other way. Tigers lead it by 20, 31-11 here. And I think Coach Combs is pretty – you got to be pretty fired up with the effort. I think Tecumseh's forced a lot of shots. Maybe they don't really want to take, but they don't feel like they've got a better one later, and they've fired up some shots they probably shouldn't be shooting, and the Tigers are taking advantage of it.
For sure, but I think a lot of that is caused by the defense, like you said.
Sure.
They can't find a good shot really anywhere, and so if they get
I think that's what I mean. Like they're not necessarily that there's another.
That's a good shot.
She can shoot it from wherever
Yes,
she wants.
Can.
But that's what I mean. They think, well, this is an okay shot. It's not a great shot, but if I don't take this one, we're not going to have another one.
Exactly.
Because they're playing good defense.
Yes.
Well, you think back to a year ago, this girls' team, some different players obviously, but defense was one of their strong points then as well. So I don't expect anything less from Coach Combs.
Number 12, Jordan Jackson's checked into the game. Kendall Cummings, nice little dribble drive. Gets tangled up underneath, loses a handle on it, but good drive there from Kendall, unable to finish. Kendall's brother playing for the Harding University Bison football team. They're in the second round of the D2 playoffs. I believe they won. They won the national championship last year.
Nice.
And they threw the ball like 8 times all year. They led all college football in rushing. It's incredible. They just run the football, and pretty good at it. But her brother Dylan, former Tuttle Tiger football player, I'm sure he's probably watching Sis on the broadcast, so shout out to Big Dill. Dill Pickle on PlayStation Network. But he's not a bad little Call of Duty guy. Hopefully he's listening. He'll laugh. That went up and in as well, so 31-16 now. Tecumseh trying to cut that deficit in half. 45 seconds left here. Battles starts the offense, getting it to Sandlin. Smith turns down the shot, but I thought she was going to pull it. 25 seconds left here in the second quarter. Nice drive right there and lay in for Kinsley Battles. Had the space and confident in her shot. I think that's important for her. Almost pick up a foul. Good job to not pick that foul up late here. That one she is going to pick up as Mitchell thought she had the ball and maybe the body got there first. They're a little closer than we are. So 2 seconds left here. And Savage is trying to get a couple freebies. That one misses. Yeah, so what we'll do here, as soon as this one half ends here in a couple seconds, we'll go to our commercial breaks and then we'll rejoin you for the halftime show. I believe it's brought to you by the Pizza Shop. Yes. And we'll go to the halftime show, and 1 second left. That one gonna miss everything, and Lady Tigers leading at 33-16 here at the half. Coach Combs and Coach Ballard, you prepare all off season for all this first game of the year, and you don't know what they're going to, a whole bunch of new people playing. You don't know what you're going to get. I think you love what you get right here, Richie. For sure. I think we've played pretty good defense. I think the offense has looked really good. I think it's ran pretty smoothly, and obviously you've hit some shots, so that's always a plus. All right, so we'll be back. We're going to take a brief break here with some commercial ads from our sponsors, and we'll join you on the Pizza Shop halftime show when we return.
At Marshall Auto Supply, our Napa certified parts professionals are here to help. We stock a wide variety of parts and accessories for all makes and models. Marshall Auto Supply. Stop by or call us today. Located in Chickasha or on Main Street in Tuttle.
Where you call home is important, and when things break, who you call to fix that home is also important. When it comes to heat and air needs, local matters. Bo Kokenauer of Koch's Mechanical knows that, and that's why Koch's Mechanical takes pride in serving the community he calls home.
Need your AC serviced? Let our dad serve you.
Hello, this is Pastor Todd at Snow Hill Baptist Church. We want you to know that you're always welcome at Snow Hill. In fact, we welcome anyone and everyone. We want to extend an invitation that you show up just any Sunday you want to, because we like to say all are welcome here at Snow Hill.
At Tactical Pest Solutions, we prevent pests from taking over. Our defense will give you peace of mind, keeping your home or business safe from pesky bugs or creepy crawlers. Our tactical approach proactively treats your spaces before high-traffic pest season. Make an appointment today, even if you haven't seen indications of bugs or pests, so we can play defense for your home team. Give us a call and let's keep your home or business free of what's bugging you. Tactical Pest Solutions. We can beat the bugs to the punch.
Looking for the perfect way to satisfy your barbecue cravings? Look no further. We welcome everyone to enjoy our mouth-watering barbecue made with love and care. Our family-friendly barbecue joint is more than just a restaurant. We're part of the community, and our friendly staff will make you feel right at home. Smokin' Joe's Rib Ranch in Tuttle and Rush Springs. Come for the barbecue, stay for the good times with family and friends.
As a mama, you're constantly pulled in every direction. HotWorks is where you get to hit pause. Sweat out the stress as you recenter in just 30 minutes. You deserve this.
Country Equipment Rentals is the spot for all the tools to help you get those projects done. Whether it's a power washer, jackhammer, stump grinder, or tiller, or if you need something a little bigger like a tractor and brush hog, skid steer, excavator, or even a bulldozer, Country Equipment Rentals is the place to go.
The First National Bank and Trust Company presents to you the Tuttle Team Spirit Card. We proudly serve more than 20 area schools and have donated more than $82,000 in 2023. So, what are you waiting for? Support your Tuttle Tigers and make every transaction count. Come by the bank to get your Team Spirit card today at no cost to you. The First National Bank and Trust Company. Member FDIC.
Contemporary Family Dentistry Newcastle has been serving the Tri-City community since 2008 and is excited to announce the opening of our second location in Blanchard. Don't have dental insurance? That's not a problem at Contemporary Family Dentistry. We have a $250 annual membership that covers cleanings and exams, eliminating the feeling that you can't go to the dentist. For more information, visit our website at www.cfdok.com.
Navigating through Medicare.
At Jamie Joe's, our burgers are handmade with 100% pure beef. From our grill to your table, you'll love every bite.
Jamie Joe's, half-price burgers all day Monday.
There's a few things we live by in Oklahoma: honesty, integrity, and hard work. At Triton Foundation Repair, if you don't need foundation repair work, we will be the company that tells you, because when you do need it, we want to be the company that doesn't. Honesty, integrity, and hard work. Triton Foundation Repair.
Country Equipment is your locally owned full-service dealer of Kubota, Polaris, Skag, and Hustler equipment. Whether it's for 2 or 200 acres, Country Equipment has the Kubota tractor and attachments to help you get the job done. Country Equipment carries a full line of trimmers, blowers, chainsaws, and more from top brands like Echo and Steel. Mowers from brands like Kubota, Hustler, and Skag are sure to keep your place looking great all year round. Plus, a full parts and service department for all the brands we carry. Come see us today at your locally owned Country Equipment.
Over the years, a lot has changed. Thankfully, in Tuttle, a few things have stayed the same. The people here are still the best, the school's teams are always competitive, and Williams Plumbing Service is still serving the community. For all your plumbing needs, call Williams Plumbing Service. One family serving Tuttle since 1949. Thank you, Tuttle, and go Tigers!
At Ortho Central, we're committed to making your life better. Whether it's getting you back to the sport you love, chasing after grandkids, or easing chronic pain. With locations in Norman, Midwest City, and Newcastle. Ortho Central, we're part of your team.
Al's Heat and Air is a proud supporter of the Tuttle Tigers. Serving the Tuttle area for almost 40 years, we work on all makes and models. As a trained comfort specialist, we sell the best and service the rest. Al's Heat and Air, 405-381-3602. How long's it been since you had pizza? I mean good pizza. Piping hot, cheesy pizza that'll make your mouth water. At the Pizza Shop, we make old school pizza at old school prices. The Pizza Shop, 410 East Main, Tuttle.
High-speed fiber internet is now available from Tuttle Broadband. Get faster speeds, up to 1 gigabyte in the most modern service available. Stream your favorite shows and get connected with no service contract and competitive pricing. Tuttle Broadband. Schedule your installation today. High-speed fiber internet for a more connected Tuttle.
Williams Foods, more than just a grocery store. Williams Foods has been serving communities since 1971. That is 45 years strong and counting. We are successful because we offer great service, great prices, fresh produce, and the best meat money can buy. Williams Foods is not just in your communities, we are a part of your community. We donate 1% back to any nonprofit organization, and we donate up to 6 cents per labels to anyone fundraising. Williams Foods, where we still sack and carry out your groceries for you because you deserve it.
At Tuttle Christian Church, we love God and love our community. Whether your children are attending in our Safe, Secure Kids building or you're attending one of our worship services, we hope you will experience a moment with Jesus. We hope to see you there. Tuttle Christian Church.
Whether you just came from a workout or you're just out and about, our Social Sips have everything you need to feel good to feel good. Here at Social, we have a variety of teas, shakes, social bowls, or you can even try one of our cold brew coffees, made with you in mind. At Mustang Social and Hometown Social, it's always tea time.
Life is complex enough. With decades of experience, Cornerstone Insurance Group makes insurance simple. We can help with coverage for your home, farm, or ranch, coverage for all the drivers, cars, and equipment in and around your house, coverage for your business, large or small, life insurance to give you peace of mind. Call or stop by today, and one of our experienced, licensed agents will shop dozens of insurance companies for you, saving you time and money. Call our office or visit us online at oklahomainsured.com.
Stay ahead of the curve and keep your small engines running right this off-season. At Simmer Sales and Service, we have you covered. Bring your equipment over for a full winter tune-up or repair. Our full-service shop is ready for you just 2 miles east of Tuttle. We're locally and family-owned. You'll leave saying, Simmer, good people.
Hey Tiger fans, if you're looking for a church home, we have a place for you at First Baptist Church. From children's and youth activities to senior adults, we have a ministry for everyone in your family and would love to have you join us. If we can pray for you, email us at prayforyou@att.net. We love you and hope you have a blessed week.
Here on the Pizza Shop halftime show. Had to run our ads because we skipped them before the game, but just to run it down, Cortland Traxler 11 points, Kinsley Battles was 7, Sandlin was 7, and Evelyn Mitchell was 6. Lakin Smith has a couple free throws. Tigers lead at 33-16 here as the third quarter getting ready to go, but we're going to take a look at some replays real fast from our Hot Works Mustang replays. Take a look here. There's Sandlin's first 3-ball. Little rebound put back there from Evelyn Mitchell. She's got 6 points. Kinsley with a little baseline jumper. Nice touch there. And then the corner 3-ball from Traxler. That was her third long-range shot. And then Battles driving through. And that's something you didn't see Kinsley do last year. She would drive, but she wouldn't take that shot. She would maybe dish it. Right. But she had people to dish to. But this year kind of pushing that and has had some success tonight with 7 points. That one, nice entry pass. It is deflected, and that one, Alexis Williams, that one a little too hot to handle for her. Tigers turn it over, and that's something they've done a really good job of, too, tonight. They've not turned it over.
Yeah, Coach Combs' teams are always pretty good about turnovers. They're going to make their free throws, and they're going to play hard defense, and I think we've seen that tonight. They're shooting 87% from the line tonight, so
yep,
really good job from them.
That one over on the wing, that's been their shooter. That's Bays for the Lady Savages. Tigers turn them over again, pushing the pace. Kinsley, nice little spin jumper from just inside the elbow. Making her own way here. Kinsley Battles with 9 points. Richie, that's a good move from her. Something that she didn't have last year.
Yeah, being able to create your own like that, you run into defenders sometimes. It's hard to get a pass out, and that's a beautiful shot, great footwork, and a great job by Kinsley.
So, Lady Savages turn it over again. Looked like kind of rolled the ankle and lost control of the ball there, but looks like is Ellie wearing a different jersey?
She is. She's in 20 now.
Straxler, another wing three. That one a little long. Williams tries to go up and rebound over big number 12, Lewis, for the Lady Savages.
She did have the nosebleed.
She did have the nosebleed. That's what it was. That one knocked away, but Dombeck clears it. Now it's tied back up by Lewis. I think they're going to call a foul on Lewis there. That's not one she wants to pick up. Lewis has kind of been held quiet, just 2 points tonight on just a couple free throws. She's split 50% at the line. But it's probably a little bit more involved than she has been tonight. Mitchell swings the track shot. That's a nice off dribble move there. Kinsley fakes the shot, gets it to Traxler. The lefty dribbles in. It's blocked by number 20, Stargell. Had a good look at it, just didn't quite get that shot up. She went to the right. She's a lefty, so she had to switch the ball, but good closeout defense from Tecumseh there in the lane. Tigers really just forcing the ball out of the paint, getting hands in lanes and knocking the ball away and making it tough. Sandlin going to check back in here. She'll pick out Alexis Williams. They get that one into Lewis. Lewis up over Traxler. Nothing you can really do if you're Cortland.
It's pretty good defense, really. Forced her out of the paint, and she was kind of falling away at it, and she still got it to go.
Yeah, nice touch. Battles goes right at her. She'll draw the foul on Lewis. That's a good play by Kinsley, just getting into the body right there. And you say, well, Lewis has her hands up. Yeah, but her hips are not up, and kind of hip checks Kinsley.
And when you go into the chest of someone, you're naturally just going to kind of fold, and that's exactly what happened there.
Good job by Kinsley, just really getting into the gut of Lewis there and getting to the free throw line where she knocks down another one.
Kinsley's a righty, but she is really, really good at getting to her left hand on those left-hand drives.
I'll never forget Kinsley. My first year here, I coached the middle school softball team, and the seniors that graduated with you last year were my first 8th grade group. Kinsley was the 7th grade kind of runt and little sister, and she's always kind of been, little sis, but man, she's tough. And little sis is always usually pretty tough.
Yeah.
It's fun to see how confident she's become and really the commitment she's put into this. And it would have been easy to just say, you know what, everybody graduated. My sister's gone. I'm just going to kind of play my senior year and whatever. She's really applied herself to become a leader of this bunch. There's Sandlin. Nice closeout from Lewis. That one off the back iron. Good defense by Traxler to slow that down from behind. And Savages have to reset again. Not able to get a clean look. They really haven't had a fast break look tonight.
Not at all. And again, I think we're just playing really, really great defense.
There it is.
Forcing a lot of pressure and turnovers.
Kinsley goes up. That's the third foul in about 3 minutes of game time on Lewis. She'll have to check out of the ball game. That's going to really put the Savages at a disadvantage in the paint. I think she's probably pretty frustrated with the decisions she's made on defense to really just pick up some fouls. She doesn't need to go. You saw Landry Allen and Hadley Perriman, 2 stud post players for us defensively that really just said, hey, I'm just going to put my hands up and then maybe try to block at the end. And she's really, it's like she's trying to swat the shot as soon as it's coming out of the hand. And I don't think she needs to do that against a smaller player.
For sure. When you're that tall and, girls don't get too much elevation on mid-range jumpers. So just keeping your hands up, it's really effective. So probably just an adjustment she needs to make, and I'm sure her coach will tell her that.
Battles makes it good at the line. 39-18. Tigers leading it by 21 here with 4:10 left in the third period. That's the shooter there, number 23, Bays. She's knocked down 2 long-range three-pointers. That right there, that's just an errant shot that Sandlin forces, and then she collects the trash rebound as well. So good defensive possession there from Marissa. I like that pass right there. I mean, you're up 21. See what you can do.
It was a pretty good pass. I don't think Mitchell was expecting it too much. It was a really good pass. Great vision from Battles.
I think that those are things that you want to, hey, see what you can do on the, I mean, that one, you're going to get 3 seconds. Oh, I'm sorry. Going to get a foul there on Battles in the paint, kind of trying to force her out of the lane. But like early in baseball seasons, I want guys that hit a ball to the outfield to see if you can stretch the double on that play so we can kind of know for the rest of the year. Well, same thing in transition, I think, on offense and basketball. Like, hey, you got to lead. Like, take some of those chances to see if you can pull those things off, and that way later in the year you're not trying it for the first time. So.
I think, for sure, I think I was one of those people who I saw it, and early in the season I realized if I threw it, it was going to get picked off, so I kind of stayed more conservative, and I think that might have been exactly what was happening.
Sandlin from the top of the key, bangs home another 3-ball. Marissa Sandlin pouring it in from long range, 2 of 3 tonight.
Wow.
Another long range from Bays. Cuts it to 19 with 2:49 left here.
She's shooting from about the NBA line.
She's got full range. There's Sandlin again, same look, same spot nearly. That one misses wide right. It was affected. 24 Meeks got her hand up and closed out a little bit better. And you know Bays is trying to just create a little space to get that shot off. And looks like Mitchell she did give her a nice little shove and then act like she didn't do much.
Tried to help her up after.
I know Evelyn is one of my wives. She really enjoyed having Evelyn in middle school English class. She's a really smart girl too. And she's a lot better athlete than she was when she was in my PE class. Her older brother Tyler was my mentor, if you want to call it. He helped me out that year, and I'd be like, Tyler, so much better athlete than you. So hope Tyler's doing well. Tigers forcing another turnover. That's been the story tonight. Really defense. We talked about it hasn't been a ton of fast break points, but those turnovers have turned into points.
For sure. Just getting the extra possessions.
Nice dish out to the wing. Battles just misses. That one knocked away by. That's the old NBA call. You can probably call a foul and say you just call it out on the other team. Tecumseh will take over.
Sometimes those late whistles are a product of the refs kind of just waiting to see what happens, trying to save the other team a foul or something.
I can appreciate that. Keep the flow of the game going here.
For sure.
Lady Savages with 4 fouls here in the quarter. Sandlin gets the pick. Almost double dribbles, and she carried it, I think, or they're going to call double dribble, one of the two. Mitchell going to check in along with Alexis Williams. Battles will grab a breather along with Dombeck. Battles has put in some really good minutes tonight. Dombeck's done a really good job. Hasn't showed up in the stat column so much, but she's played tough defense down the paint and really limited some offense from happening.
She's been a pretty good in help, just cutting off those drives.
I think they're going to get Mitchell on the foul there. I don't think she agrees with it, but maybe a little bit of body going up. Moms and dads are always a little displeased. I know Melissa Overcash wouldn't have liked that call. If you're watching tonight, I'm sorry, Ms. Overcash. And Coach Overcash up there with the Shakas. They're getting wound down, and then you wind it right back up,
Right
and then
back
it's
up.
baseball season,
And
baby.
then you don't see him
And
for
you never see
hopefully 6 months till June.
That's right. It's one of those jobs. I hope I don't see my dad till June, or he's going to be really upset.
Yeah.
And then he's going to be upset, and he's going to leave in June to go find new guys to replace the guys that cost him his, the wins.
Exactly.
It's a never-ending deal. Draxler from downtown. That one long. Good look right on line there.
One thing that sucks when you get hot is having to go to halftime and taking that break.
Yeah.
You always want to get hot in the second half, not just because the game's more on the line, but there's no breaks upcoming.
You're right. See, I never cooled off, Richie. I've just been hot my whole life.
I believe it.
I struggle from like inside the paint layups, but downtown half-court shots, those are my game now.
Trick shot guy, horse.
Yeah, I don't think it's just being an old man now. It just comes with it, like the old YMCA guy.
Get rebounds, and
No,
if you're open, shoot it.
I don't jump anymore. I went up to the 6 o'clock Sunday night men's league games every once in a while, and I had to stop going because there's a lot of youth coming in the doors, and I said, I can't be running that. I don't want to risk hurting one of these guys. There's Sandlin, nice little spin move in the lane. Like you mentioned, he got good feet in the paint, and nice little spin post move there, and gets a clean look at it.
She's super skilled. She can play both on the perimeter and in the post. It's really fun to watch.
Nice little move right there to get free. Number 11 there for the Savages. She's really been active tonight. There's Bays from long range again, and she cashes it in. So 44-29 with 15 seconds left here in the third. Lady Tigers one more possession.
The Tecumseh crowd loved that shot.
Yeah, that was a good possession for them. They had an offensive rebound, hustle play, kick it out, get a good look. Lakin Smith gets it taken away here. Bays from half court. That one going to miss. So 44-29. Lady Tigers lead it by 15 as we head into the fourth quarter. We'll be right back on Tiger TV.
Navigating through Medicare.
How long's it been since you had pizza? I mean good pizza. Piping hot, cheesy pizza that'll make your mouth water. At the Pizza Shop, we make old school pizza at old school prices. The Pizza Shop, 410 East Main, Tuttle.
Hello, this is Pastor Todd at Snow Hill Baptist Church. We want you to know that you're always welcome at Snow Hill. In fact, we welcome anyone and everyone. We want to extend an invitation that you show up just any Sunday you want to, because we like to say all are welcome here at Snow Hill.
Welcome back to Tiger TV. Going to take a look at some Hot Works Mustang replays. There's Sandlin from the top. Buries it. And then the nice little post move. Spinning off the glass there for Marissa. We'll have our Smokin' Joe's Barbecue players of the game here in the end of this quarter. The old Smokin' Joe's Rib Ranch. Phenomenal. Man, they've catered some football game press box food, and I call it the old cup-o okra. But they give me an old solo cup and scoop me, like I eat it like, pretzels. I'm a big fan of Smokin' Joe's. Long before it ever came to Tuttle, going down to Davis and taking trips, he always had to stop there and eat, and sure glad to have him here. Right around the corner, really, and the guy here also owns the one in Rush Springs too. So if you're in Rush Springs, go see that one as well. But Lady Tigers here, 44-29. A little bit of a run there late from Tecumseh. Hit a couple three balls. Bays has been kind of on fire here from long range and has the ability to just fire it up from anywhere and has the permission as well. That's number 11 there.
She had some hustle plays early, and those normally translate to buckets. So, and hustle plays, that's momentum.
Yep.
And that Tecumseh bench is getting a little alive right now.
Well, basketball is a game of runs, and you got to sustain yourself here. Take care of the basketball. There's Cummings, a nice open look. She's a pretty good shooter from downtown. Unable to get that one. Lewis clears it and passes to Bays. Bays gets it up to Bruner, but knocked away. Good defense there by Traxler to reach the long left hand in there and knock it away. But basketball is a game of runs. You gotta. Sometimes it's like, man, they can't miss. What's the key to that?
You just got to weather the storm. Sometimes when, I don't know the science, but when a shot goes in, you see your teammate hit a shot, it helps you make shots. And sometimes you just got to weather the storm and make a shot, make an easy play, and play hard defense. Whatever you got to do, call a timeout. It's just
disrupt it, yeah.
Disrupt it somehow, some way. So I think, Coach Combs might call a timeout, even putting another player in. We see
Sure.
Lincoln coming in. So just trying to do anything to disrupt the run.
Yeah, and you talk about it's almost contagious. As like hitting is contagious in baseball. We talk about, the guy, we haven't got a hit all day. One guy goes up, gets a hit, and then all of a sudden here's 2-3 more, and here's a couple runs, and it's like, oh, well, we got these guys out all game, and now we can't get anybody out. And it's kind of the same. We've been in control of this. We had a 21-point lead at one point.
Right.
Now they've cut it down to 13 with 7:06 left. Not that that's, but as a coach, you're always going to be like, oh, here they come, and we got to, you always worry more than the players probably do. But
right. And using a baseball term, a bloop and a blast. That's all it takes sometimes. Sometimes you got to make a couple easy shots, and then it'll start falling. And, those threes will start falling if you make some layups, and that's just how it is.
Well, we've talked about this in past years early in the season. You got a big lead, and your girls have played really hard, but there's no conditioning like playing in the game.
Sure.
You can run sprints. There's a nice dish down to Cortland Traxler. Kinsley finds Traxler on the curl. Just comes off the top of the paint, cuts downhill, and nice touch from Kinsley. But there's no way to replicate, I don't care how much scrimmaging you do, there's no way to replicate the adrenaline and the lungs it takes to play a whole basketball game early in the year.
Right, and mentally too. You get tired, and you have to mentally stay focused on the game, and stay focused on breathing. And
sure,
it's tough, especially early in the season before you can get that second win going.
46-33 is our tally right now. That one in to Dombeck. Oh, no good. Tecumseh rebounds it. Bays, you got to get a hand in her face. She'll shoot it from wherever. And she shoots it well. That's going to be a foul on Kinsley. You say, well, what did I do? I saw what she did. She kind of threw a shoulder there to try to disrupt the shot, and she didn't have hands on anybody, but she still got her shoulder caught in the cookie jar, if you would have caught that.
It felt like she kind of didn't make contact. That's what she was pleading with the ref on the baseline, who probably had a better look at it. But sometimes, refs see something completely different. It's fast. It moves fast.
Sure.
It's hard to blame the refs.
I thought it was the right
much.
call. I thought it was. Yeah. She tried to do a little too much there.
For sure.
Turns into 2 points for Tecumseh. They cut it to 11 here with 5:40 left in the fourth. The press is on. Traxler gets it to Mitchell, and there's the turnover. Bruner collects it. Lefty flying up the court. She's out of control with the dribble. Off balance shot, no good. Lewis rebounds. Tigers unable to collect the rebound there, and Tecumseh trying to get some momentum. This is one of those times you might try to get the ball to Bays out and you get a big three ball right here. It might change the game. Bruner really changing the pace there. Her effort has been phenomenal tonight, and they cut it to a 9-point lead here. We're going to take a timeout on Tiger TV, a full timeout, and we'll be right back on Tiger TV.
Life is complex enough. With decades of experience, Cornerstone Insurance Group makes insurance simple. We can help with coverage for your home, farm, or ranch, coverage for all the drivers, cars, and equipment in and around your house, coverage for your business, large or small, life insurance to give you peace of mind, Call or stop by today, and one of our experienced licensed agents will shop dozens of insurance companies for you, saving you time and money. Call our office or visit us online at oklahomainsured.com.
Yeah, I'll be ready.
All right, we're back here in the fourth quarter. Tiger TV, we're going to take a look here on the Hot Works Mustang replay. Nice dish in to Cortland Traxler from Kinsley Battles, and Traxler's been filling it up tonight. She's 3 of 6 from downtown, shooting 50%. Actually, she's 4 of 6, I believe. I'm wrong. It's 3 of 6. My software's messed up, so we can't see the. Anyway, yeah. It's still, kinks are working out. They trap here on the press. Lakin Smith's going to have to get rid of it, and they're going to get a foul on Bays. That's not one you got to, man, you're at 7 seconds there in the 10-second clock. You just play defense. You probably, if you're Tecumseh, you're probably going to get a turnover.
Yeah, and the ball is barely past the block.
Yeah.
And so
now you get 10 more seconds to start over.
And you had her in a trap.
Sandlin get lucky there as Traxler collects the loose ball. Bruner about had another fast break run at it. I think Coach Combs is really stressing, hey, we got to slow it down and just get a good shot, take care of the basketball. I mean, the benefit of high school basketball is you can dribble the clock out.
For sure. Benefit, maybe.
It's not a benefit in my eyes. I hate it. I hate it so much.
It's awful.
Don't tell me we don't have enough money to put a shot clock in every gym. It's just some people don't want change, and it's just part of it. But Lady Tigers doing just that right now, killing a little bit of clock here. 4:08 left, 9-point lead.
And while we're killing the clock, one more thing about the shot clock is it really doesn't prepare girls or boys for college.
You got to have an internal clock.
For sure. And it's been a big adjustment from not having one to now you only have 30 seconds to shoot.
Sure. Savage is trying to foul now, I believe. They're going to try to go get Dombeck, Trapper, and they'll reach in and get a foul. That'll be on number 20 for the Lady Savages. That's Stargell. Battle's going to check back in along with Mitchell, and Mitchell's kind of been a spark plug at times. Kinsley's always going to give you what she gives you, but Evelyn's had a good ball game tonight.
She's gotten some offensive rebounds, defensive rebounds, made some defensive plays. Just playing a really, really good game.
We'll get it into Mitchell. Nice pass to get it out of harm's way. Lakin Smith will hand it to Kinsley, and that's kind of where you want the ball. I think if you're Kinsley, you might be able to go to the rack here when it's time.
This is the best time to get by someone and go finish.
They're just really not expecting you to do it.
Right, and everyone's looking at their man, so.
Yep. And if you're the Tigers here, you're moving the ball around and you're killing some clock, but you're going to take the wide open one that you get. Don't force that one. Good job by Sandlin. She could have tried to force it in the paint to Battles, and she doesn't. Lakin Smith, they've killed a whole minute plus here now. And I like it. I mean, they're moving the ball. Tecumseh's forcing them to do it, but they're doing a good job passing, executing, just fundamental basketball.
For sure, it hasn't been. Oh,
that's going to be a violent foul there on number 25, Anderson. So that's just a second foul. So they've got a foul, or I'm sorry, the third foul. They're going to have to foul 2 more times. There's a 30-second timeout, and we'll be right back on Tiger TV.
Over the years, a lot has changed. Thankfully, in Tuttle, a few things have stayed the same. The people here are still the best, the school's teams are always competitive, and Williams Plumbing Service is still serving the community. For all your plumbing needs, call Williams Plumbing Service. One family serving Tuttle since 1949. Thank you, Tuttle, and go Tigers.
did it in football, and I
Yeah.
got used to talking.
I did. In football, I'm the assist man like you and Kevin's. So we're back here. We're talking about a little strategy about how we're going to keep stats better moving forward. And you know, Richie's joining us this year. Richie, you got your feet wet, got to do some Oklahoma City Public Schools football broadcast. Talk a little bit about that experience for you.
If you know anything about Oklahoma City Public Schools, the athletics sometimes struggle. It was a good experience. There were some good teams. There were some good games, but it's definitely nice to get out here to Tuttle and, you know, this is the best game I've ever broadcasted in my life, 9-point game here in the fourth quarter, 2.5 left. So, you know, it's a lot more fun when the game is close for broadcasting. So,
well, we've been on the beneficiary of that with a football broadcast. You know, sometimes we'll be having to find things to talk about.
You have to.
Yeah, and it's tough sometimes, but
when it's your own team,
it's always
a lot
more
better.
fun when you have an invested interest in them.
For sure.
Battle's going to have to clear, and she does. Lakin Smith collects it. They'll start the counter on her, and she'll separate. 5-second closely guarded there. They got rid of that in college. I don't love the rule. I feel like the referees have enough to worry about.
I don't love the rule because of that reason. Kinsley can hold the ball right there. If they're not going to reach in, I can stand here all I want.
Traxler had an open look, but turns it down. Tigers have held this 9-point lead. We just ticked under 2 minutes, 1:55. Lady Tigers have marched 2 minutes off the clock, and it's not been standing in the corner holding the ball. It's been ball movement. It's been motion offense. It's been screens and cuts and good decisions with the ball.
For sure. That last 30 seconds was more of a delay game offense that you see a lot of times. But, you know, the first 2 minutes we burned off was more of just our normal offense.
Lakin Smith getting in a little bit of trouble there. Should kick it back out to Battles.
Doing a really good job, like right there, Lakin Smith not passing to the corner because that's the dead spot.
It's Trap City over there.
Yeah, you don't want to go
trap
to the
house.
corner.
Can't get in there.
You want to keep the ball middle of the court and, you know, on these outside wings here, high wings, and we're doing a good job of that.
Battles gets tripped up there. So that one there will be the 5th foul. They dribble off and pass it around for about 2 minutes and 40 seconds, and that'll put them in the double bonus now. So Battles will go to the line for 2. She's been efficient. It's not a broadcaster, not a broadcaster's jinx. She's been efficient at the line. I think she's actually 6 of 7. I missed one earlier. But again, not the broadcaster's jinx. She's going to go ahead and knock this down. Just talk your way through it, Richie.
I'm telling you.
It happens every time.
I'll tell you a little story. Sophomore year, we had some of the hardest practices I've ever experienced with Coach Merritt. We'd walk out of practice. Coach Combs would have her teams shooting free throws, and we would be so jealous. But they're so prepared for these moments.
Yep.
11 for 13 now, I think, from the line. Just a great job from the line for them, always.
Bruner, that shot. Arendt and Sandlin collects the rebound. A minute on the clock here. Tecumseh calls the press off. They're still going to play pressure defense and trap coming, but Lakin Smith, good job getting out of harm's way. Doing a good job taking care of the basketball. That's the thing, is Kinsley's got to have somebody to relieve the pressure as a ball handler, and I think Lakin's done a pretty good job tonight of filling that role.
It's really hard to handle the ball all game, and then for Kinsley, picking up half court, picking up full court, because she's our best defender at the point of attack. So it's really nice to see someone else be able to handle the ball. And Smith has a really, really good right-hand in and out. I don't know if you've seen that a couple of times. She's thrown it, and her defender goes the opposite way. So
10-point lead, make it 10 still, as that one misses as well, but he killed so much clock and took care of the basketball. That one tipped up and knocked around in the paint. That one on the ground. Traxler tips it. They're going to get a foul, and Cortland will go to the line. Looks like Bruner will pick that one up. Our Smokin' Joe's player of the game, I think that the turning point of the basketball game tonight was the three-pointers in a row from Cortland Traxler. And then she had a two-pointer right after. She had really 12 points in a matter of about 3 or 4 minutes when the game was really close, and she kind of separated it and gave us the cushion. My vote, probably Cortland Traxler tonight for Smokin' Joe's Rib Ranch player of the game.
I'm right there with you. I think she had an excellent game. I do think it'd be really easy to give it to Kinsley because she's just such a steady hand, and she provided that tonight. But those threes really were the turning point and the separating point for Tuttle today.
So we'll name Cortland Traxler our Smokin' Joe's Rib Ranch player of the game this evening. It'll be a timeout. Tecumseh, 21.9. We'll stay here. Look at a couple replays here in just a second of some action over the night, but I think you're really pretty satisfied from Coach Combs. You don't love the run they made at the end of the game, but hey,
happens.
You go score almost 50 points on your season opener. Here's a look at some of that action there. Traxler, the one, and that's the third one. And this one, the nice little dump in from Kinsley Battles. So Traxler, I'll get her point total here shortly, and we'll probably try to talk to her at halftime of the boys' game if we get a chance. But Cortland Traxler, our Smokin' Joe's Rib Ranch player of the game here tonight. I know we got Home for the Holidays coming up tomorrow night. We don't have all of our graphics loaded, but Home for the Holidays is tomorrow night in downtown Tuttle. Come watch the little kids sing and come visit the baseball booth. We're selling baseball game hats, snapback hats, every kind of hat you can think of. Nathan Strieber and South Point Advertising have donated a bunch of items for us to sell and help our program out. There'll be all kinds of food vendors and games for kids, and it's just an awesome night in Tuttle. Richie, I know you haven't been here all your life, but I know you've been around for that event.
I love it here. That's why I've kind of stuck around, came asked you to broadcast. I've gone to practices at times for Coach Jobe and just sat and watched.
Sure.
And here and there he'll ask my opinion because I don't know why.
Well, he values you. You spent a lot of time doing things for him last year.
Right. And I tell him the best I can as a 19-year-old kid, my opinions. But
well, you're
I love
a
it
coach's
here.
kid
It's awesome.
too. You're a coach's kid too, so you know a lot of times those guys think a little differently. As Jordan Jackson misses her first free throw of the night as she's checked into the ball game. Traxler picked up a steal there and kind of iced the game, if you want to call it. But Jackson misses both. 12 seconds here as the fourth quarter winding down. Bayes going to try to probably get another shot off. Nice hands from Kinsley. Good defense. They're going to pick up a foul here, but it'll be really irrelevant with 2 seconds left. It's 48-37. Tuttle going to run away with this one and get an opening night victory here at home at the Greg Henning Activity Center. Again, we talked about Coach Combs in her third year, Coach Ballard, Carla Ballard in her second year full-time helping out with the high school, and those two ladies that really pour into these girls. Coach Ballard, we talked about, Carla's got husbands, got the football team playing in the semifinals, and daughters more probably. She's a trainer, and she's on the basketball team, and some of the girls on the team are trainers for the football team, and they're excited about all kinds of different things this week, and it's probably really hard to get your team to focus on, hey, let's go win a basketball game. We've been practicing a bunch. This is the most important thing right now. And then, Coach Ballard can enjoy the win as an assistant coach tonight and cheer on the Tigers Friday night in the football game. So congrats to the Lady Tigers. They'll win this one 48-39 here on opening night. Big night from Cortland Traxler. Marissa Sandlin had a good night offensively. Kinsley Battles did a little bit of everything. Defensively, offensively, sharing the basketball, getting some assists. It was a big night here for Tuttle and a big win, I think, if you're Coach Combs.
For sure. I think getting the first one out of the way, I think it's always the hardest. And the most important thing is beating the nerves. And you do that tonight and get a win. I think it's a pretty big night for the Tuttle Lady Tigers.
Home for Holidays is not on Wednesday night. It's on Thursday. And got my days mixed up a little bit. But Home for Holidays tomorrow, Thursday night, downtown Tuttle. There'll be all kinds of stuff like we mentioned. Thanks to all of our sponsors for making this thing happen. Bradley Watson on the camera tonight for the Lady Tigers broadcast. Richie Overcash, my partner, alongside Kevin Rogers, who's been producing his tail off tonight, getting things put back into the way they're supposed to be. But big win here tonight. Any final thoughts, Kevin?
Yeah, I think it's a great first game, for the Lady Tigers. I liked seeing the effort, from the ladies, and but more besides the game tonight, I think it's just awesome to have Richie, former player, coming up here now and joining us. I mean, I like that. Anything we can do to make Tiger TV better is what we're trying to do, and putting guys like Richie up here who knows what he's talking about, was in the heat last year.
Oh yeah, he was he was deep in the battle last year.
Deep in the battle.
We had
I think it's just awesome to see Tiger TV grow like this. This is our 5th year of Tiger TV, and it's grown tremendously, and it's just been good. And so I'm looking forward to seeing what more we can do as we go along, and especially get a little bit more student involvement in Tiger TV, especially things like the stats, and we're going to be able to tie live stats in soon. So
yeah, it'll be a lot as we get more people involved. We've got a class for the first time this year, a middle school class that I teach first hour.
Yep.
So we've got a lot of middle school students that kind of have, hey, I like doing this kind of stuff. It's fun. And Hudson Peck's been a big part of our football broadcast.
Been a huge part of it.
He's kept stats, and he's ran the camera. Bradley
and even
Watson
sat in on the pregame show because you were late.
I was playing mayor and late to the show. Peck steps in with Eli Pagel. And so students like that, Bradley Watson does a great job working camera, and it's an opportunity. If you have a young one that's really into sports and has some free time during one of these seasons, I encourage them to get involved, because you can make careers out of stuff like this and actually get paid for it, unlike us.
Yeah.
We do this for free. I think I've probably broadcasted in my high school coaching time probably over 200 things, 200 games, whether it be basketball and football combined, all the different sports and schools I've been at, and I haven't really made a dime off of it, but it's fun because I enjoy doing it.
Well, when you took my seat in the football booth, last year, and I told your wife after a couple of games, I'm like, your husband can make a living at this. That's what I told her. She just laughed.
She says, shut up. That's just more time for him to be home, away from home. So we're going to take a quick commercial break here. We'll come back with the Williams Plumbing pregame show for your boys game here tonight between the Tuttle Tigers and the Tecumseh Savages.
Al's Heat and Air is a proud supporter of the Tuttle Tigers. Serving the Tuttle area for almost 40 years, we work on all makes and models. As a trained comfort specialist, we sell the best and service the rest. Al's Heat and Air, 405-381-3602.
At Contemporary Family Dentistry, our core values are the heart of our big little practice since 2008. Our friendly and professional staff are here to ensure your experience at the dentist is a positive one. Does going to the dentist cause you anxiety? No worries. We offer IV sedation for all procedures and your comfort. We are open Monday through Friday at our Newcastle location and now also in Blanchard.
Stay ahead of the curve and keep your small engines running right this off-season. At Simmer Sales and Service, we have you covered. Bring your equipment over for a full winter tune-up or repair. Our full-service shop is ready for you just 2 miles east of Tuttle. We're locally and family-owned. You'll leave saying, Simmer, good people.
At Tactical Pest Solutions, we prevent pests from taking over. Our defense will give you peace of mind, keeping your home or business safe from pesky bugs or creepy crawlers. Our tactical approach proactively treats your spaces before high-traffic pest season. Make an appointment today, even if you haven't seen indications of bugs or pests, so we can play defense for your home team. Give us a call and let's keep your home or business free of what's bugging you. Tactical Pest Solutions. We can beat the bugs to the punch.
How long's it been since you had pizza? I mean good pizza. Piping hot, cheesy pizza that'll make your mouth water. At the Pizza Shop, we make old school pizza at old school prices. The Pizza Shop, 410 East Main, Tuttle.
All right, we're back here on Tiger TV for the boys game, getting pregame going here. And myself, Breck Draper, Richie Overcash joining us for the first time this year. College basketball player, played here last year for the Tigers, was a big component of our success last year, and going through a little rehab. Had foot surgery?
So last year messed up my ankle, played the rest of the season on it. I don't think it ever fully healed.
Yep.
Kind of rolled it during the third practice of the year. I had to get some tendons repaired, cartilage replaced, took a bone out, and some bone spurs were grinded down. So
nice. Got a brand new ankle.
Yeah, pretty much.
You'll be able to touch the net soon.
I hope. It's been too long.
Kevin Rogers, of course, joining me, my partner here on basketball games. Bradley Watson on our camera tonight. Again, opening night here at the Greg Hitting Activity Center. Tuttle boys, a lot different look roster-wise. I think pretty much 5 new starters.
For sure.
Press Lippold played a bunch and had some starts last year, but it's just a different lineup that you're going to have some time to adjust to. Maddox Wilson, Ty Hendon, Press Lippold, Tegan Thomas, Luke Owens, kind of your starting 5.
Yep.
You got some guys in football still. You got Zarian Kendall. You got C.J. Simon. You got Donnie Schluter, Major Vanderberg. You got Garrett Rogers, and then Noah Herring, a new student to Tuttle. Noah Herring comes from South Carolina, and he is there's 5 brothers. They all moved here. I believe Dad played football at BYU. He's a heck of a football player. But Noah is a big 6'3", 240-pound defensive end basketball guy, and he'll add some help. I think you're going to have some athleticism we didn't have. Not knocking Richie, but a little different type of speed. Maybe not as good of pure basketball playing ability, but, man, athleticism, you can't coach it.
You can't, and it goes a long way sometimes. Just being able to outrun and outjump people, especially when you have all of these guys have played basketball their whole lives pretty much, and Maddox is a really, really great transition passer. That's one thing he does incredibly well. He always tore us up in practices. And so I'm excited to see him with those guys and just get some athletes around Maddox and the rest of this team. Press can really shoot it, and athletes get inside the paint, kick it out, and press a shot. And, I think it's going to be exciting for this team, but you got to play with what you have for the first game. So
sure, and you might play a couple games without some of these guys. And people know that. I mean, people understand. Well, Tuttle's in the semifinals, and there's a good chance they're going to be in the state finals in football. And so, you deal with those things, and typically we wait. But there was a bye week involved in football this year that we normally don't have, that set us back an extra week. And really, it's like, hey, we've been practicing. We're going to go. Maybe we take a little lump here and there, but we got to get moving. We got to get some game action going, and that's a product of what we're at tonight. We're going to play a little shorthanded. Tecumseh will not be shorthanded, but hey, deal with some adversity and fight through it, I think. Kevin?
Well, I was just going to say, what I'm excited most about, and Richie, you could really talk more about this than I can because you played for both Coach Merritt and you played for Coach Joe, but just look at the number of guys out for basketball.
For sure.
The excitement around the basketball program for the boys is just, it's awesome. And, I gotten to know Coach Joe, but, I know him on a different level. And I like his brand of basketball, and I like the way he relates to the players. And, Richie, what was it like for you switching coaches, between your junior and senior year? And then
honestly, it kind of sucked, but I don't think there was a better guy in Oklahoma, in the United States, than Coach Jobe. He stepped in. He was ready for the challenge. He knew it was going to be a challenge. 5 guys who were returning, who were going to be your starters, who were all seniors, who were used to this style of coaching that was a lot different. And Coach Jobe's done a great job. Completely changed the offense. We have a lot more action-based offense, which is just makes everything flow a little better. So I think he's done a great job, and I think, the personality he has makes people want to come play for him. And no knock to Merritt, like I said, he just didn't have that kind of like inviting, personality. He's a lot rougher on you. And a player like me, I needed that. That helped me grow. But there were some guys who really just can't handle that style of coaching. So Coach Jobe does a great job of, I think, mixing the two. And so he's perfect for the job.
Well, and he's got a couple new assistants now, Justin Stewart and Brian Howard, both here now. And Coach Stewart, I'll tell you, he'll get excited. He'll get after you, and he's a lot of fun. He's fun to be around, man. He's got a great personality. He loves these kids.
Gentle giant.
Oh yeah, he's a big dude who really has been a positive influence on all these guys. And it's always, I'll tell you right now, I've got the best baseball coaching staff in America, and that's how I firmly believe that, and I think that's what makes my job so fun. The kids are awesome, our families are awesome, but going to work with guys that you really, man, you just can say, hey, go do your thing, dude, and you don't have to worry about micromanaging anything. You don't have to worry about what these guys are doing while they're with him. And I think that's something that as a coach, as a head coach, I can tell you, the trust you have in your guys to go make plays whenever you can turn them over to a coach and give yourself an opportunity to go maybe handle some things over here that, hey, we need to address these weaknesses a little more in depth. You take these guys. Well, Coach Howard and Coach Stewart both able to kind of relieve that. Not that Coach Jobe hasn't had great assistants before by any means, but it was just pretty much him and Coach Reimers last year. And Coach Reimers now over at AMPO. And we love Coach Reimers. He's one of my all-time faves. We've become really good friends.
Yeah, good guy.
Awesome people. He got his 1,000th baseball win last year. We did a deal for him last year. Big baseball guy. But Coach Jobe and his staff, I know that he's excited to have those guys on his bench. You gotten to know any of those guys, really?
I have, just sitting in there at practices here and there. Coach Stewart, to me it looks like Jobe is the guy who's coaching all the guys, and then if Coach Stewart sees something, he's going to pull the guy to his side, and he'll either get on him or he'll teach him through some things. So I think it's a really, really great dynamic that Jobe hasn't had. And
the hype man.
Yes, for sure. And so, it's awesome.
We got our starting 5 here tonight. Maddox, Wilson, Press, Lippold. Number 1, Ty Hendon. Number 24, Tegan Thomas. And number 25, Luke Owens. You look at that starting lineup. We talked about Press Lippold. He saw some significant action. Maddox saw a little bit of action. Luke had some role-playing ability, like where, hey, they got a big tough guy down low. We put him in the game then, but very limited. Ty Hendon saw a little bit of action last year, but these guys, there's 4 brand-new starters starting their first ever varsity game tonight. And it's a lot like the girls. You hope they can just, hey, manage your mistakes. It's okay. You're going to make them. Calm down, and we'll in just a second go over the keys to the game. But Tigers win the tip, and Wilson gets them going here. Wilson kind of dribbling into that corner. Lippold picks up the bobbled pass, and Tigers trying to find some air to breathe here. Nice dribble drive, left hand layup up and blocked away by number 10. That's Owens for Tecumseh.
Maddox is tough to stay in front of when he gets moving.
Ty Hendon from the corner, in and out, rattles around. Luke Owens tries to pull it down. No good. Savage is in transition. Lewis, the high lay-in off the glass. The quick step after he catches it. I apologize, that's Mitchell there. Nice space creation from Press Lippold on the block, and knots it up at 2. Kick it out to the corner. No good. Hendon with a good rebound. That's one thing. Being a little undersized, you got to go rebound if you're a guard. Maddox kind of forces that one up. Good defense from Tecumseh.
Maddox there probably should have played off 2. Came to a stop and made some reads there.
Thomas affecting a couple shots underneath. Luke Owens has it stripped, but it'll head the Tigers' way. Nice defense on a couple shot attempts there from Thomas and able to turn him over.
When you're a bit as big as a guy like Luke, you're going to get hit, nailed every time you bring down a rebound. And I think he does such a good job of staying strong and not complaining to the refs when he gets hammered.
That one up and in and one for Tegan Thomas on the offensive board. Luke Owens dribbled and lost the handle as he went up with it. Tegan right there to collect it. Drops it over everybody's head and in for a BKM Electric and one here on Tiger TV. That one long range misses. Unable to convert it, but nice early bucket for Tegan Thomas. That one long range 3, no good off the rim, and Tigers got a rebound. There's Lippold with a good defense. Owens collects the board. Back in the day, Kevin, you'll remember this guy, but, you know, Luke Owens kind of has that Ernie Abercrombie feel. The undersized post player that's got to rebound and got to play defense, and they don't care if he scores a point. Kind of a Dennis Rodman type of guy.
For today's game, I compare him a lot to Draymond Green.
Yep.
And even in practices, one thing I've told Coach Job a lot is he might be the best passer on the court right now.
Yeah.
He doesn't get to showcase it a lot, but I truly believe, you know, he can really pass.
That one, Maddox just a little careless with the entry pass. A lay-in athletic move for number 12 there, Mitchell, and I'm going to turn him over there as well. Rich, I didn't see what happened there.
So Maddox ran, the ball was out of bounds. Maddox ran back, and I guess he just stepped over the line trying to throw the ball to Ty. I didn't think he was over, but just one of those mistakes just from inexperience.
Trying to go a little quick there.
Mm-hmm.
Number 33, Martin for Tecumseh, the lefty there. You see he just drilled a three-pointer. Nice spin move into the corner. That one up and in as well. Number 10, Owens. Tecumseh getting it going from downtown. Hendon out to Wilson, swings it around. There's Lippold, wide open, wing 3, no good. Thomas rebounds, collects it, and back in his second offensive board. Second putback of the night as well.
He's going to be a really big piece for Tuttle this year. Not just right now with all the football guys, but the whole year, having that type of length and size inside.
There he is right there.
Yep.
As you talk about him, Luke Owens going to get it out. Chris Lippold wrapped up from behind, no call, and he finishes through the traffic. So good fight back here, 10-8. Tuttle trails 10-8 here in the first quarter. Chris Lippold with his second bucket of the night. That one long range again.
Gotta get out.
Martin is feeling it from downtown. (13-8) now here.
Tecumseh's a tough team to play first game because they always bring intensity, really great defense. They play hard, and they got some guys who can really shoot it.
Hendon roll long there. Luke Owens backs off there. Number 13, Wright, pours in a bucket. 15-8 here with 3:30 left in the first quarter. That one lost track of, but collected by Lippold. He'll get a screen up high from Thomas. Kicks it to the corner. Back into Thomas, the post move, little jumper, short as he fades away. Thomas stands about 6'5", 6.
A great job by Maddox.
Yeah, good job sneaking in and getting the offensive call there. Cale Elam about to check in here for Thomas. Thomas sucking that air down.
I mean, he hasn't played basketball in
a big guy,
a couple
man.
of years.
Those guys he's a big old boy, and you got to catch your breath when you're playing fast-paced offense. So
I will tell you, I was so impressed the first practice I got in to watch from Teagan, just the vast amount of improvement. He tried to play, I believe, when he was a sophomore, and he has this height and length, and this year he's really put it together with his skill. And once he gets conditioned and we play enough games, he's going to be a really big, really good piece for Tuttle.
A little careless pass again there, and turned over by Wilson. It turns into points. It's number 12, Mitchell again. So Tuttle taking a timeout. We'll be right back on Tiger TV with a 30-second timeout.
Whether you just came from a workout or you're just out and about, our Social Sips have everything you need to feel good to feel good. Here at Social, we have a variety of teas, shakes, social bowls, or you can even try one of our cold brew coffees, made with you in mind. At Mustang Social and Hometown Social, it's always tea time.
Back here on Tiger TV, 17-8. Tigers had it rolling, but Tecumseh's hit some long rangers and taking advantage of some mistakes from Tuttle. A couple turnovers, just kind of being a little too careless with the ball. The game speed's different than practice speed. Everybody plays harder than your teammates in practice.
For sure.
And those passes that you kind of lob across court, you can't do that so much, and you're learning that on the fly here.
It's a tough adjustment, and it's always a little sloppy in that first half of basketball.
Yeah, and you mentioned that in the girls' pregame earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Just kind of get yourself collected and feet underneath you. Nice pass. There's that pass from Luke Owens, and Cale Elam pours it in for two.
That's something I'm so excited to see from Luke this year is his passing ability.
That one.
He's truly one of the best passers I've ever played with, really.
He's up on the high wing over here and feeds it all the way down to Cale Elam, who sees him slipping and fights it through traffic. Really good pass from Luke. They got to cut that dribble drive off, and Mitchell has really penetrated well at the top of the key there. And I think that's something you got to slide. I don't know. You got to slide feet, I think, and just get. Even if you pick up a foul, you got to let him know, hey, you're not going to just walk in here, because he's creating space and getting those shooters open as well.
For sure. And Ty has a really tough job in a Coach Jobe defense. He did it for us last year a little bit. He's picking up, 3/4 full court, and if there's a handoff, he's got to switch it. So he's changing directions.
Sure.
And Tecumseh's a team that hands the ball off a lot. So he's got a really tough job today.
Well, I think if you're Coach Jobe, anytime Mitchell goes to the rack, I think you're probably going to want to try to foul him and get him to shoot free throws, because I'll tell you, he really struggled looking from. It looked like he's going to really struggle from the line. Banks, the long three, it's in. Carson Banks from downtown bangs home a three ball.
Carson's a guy who's going to play as hard as you will see anyone play. A little out of control at times, but when practices and he was around you, it was awful. You did not want to be guarded by Carson Banks.
I love the insight that we get from behind the scenes of practice stuff. There's almost a steal from Hendon. Nice move, and crosses everybody over. That's Owens. There's a little head fake right there and a quick change of the direction. The help defense was going to help out on the guy he thought was getting the pass, and 13-19.
Another great pass.
Yeah, not always are great passes rewarded with a bucket.
Right.
That's the thing. There's going to be some passes that are made that are really good passes and that one unfortunate there. And I think it's really the ball handlers for Tuttle have got to understand that thing is a lot more valuable than it seems.
For sure.
And you got to take care of it, because all the turnovers have happened 10 feet behind the three-point line.
Yeah, and it's tough. Those first games, you're not used to the speed, like you said. You're not used to the speed of the players, the length. Martin, I believe, is his name, right? 12?
33 is Martin. Mitchell's 12.
Mitchell. He's got those long arms. He's super fast and athletic, and he's been in the passing lanes all night.
Chance here for some transition points. Hendon fakes. Everybody goes up.
Oh.
Mitchell going to draw the foul there as Hendon thought made a pretty good move at the rack. Little ball fake and got the contact, but referee said he was set. There's no semicircle underneath. No bucket. 19-13 still Tecumseh here with 30 seconds left in the first quarter. Again, if you're joining us, our scoreboard is usually tied to the home scoreboard here. We're having to update the score manually. That one tied up top. He trips up, but Wilson going to get called for the trip himself. But our scoreboard's usually tied into the home gym. We've just kind of quickly this week, Kevin's moved everything from the third story of the press box at the football field all the way down here and try to get it set up and a few technical difficulties that won't happen after we've been settled into our basketball season. That one up and that one going the other way as Wilson draws the charge. And that's the kind of plays that Maddox has made twice tonight, and he's going to have to make with his size.
For sure, and that's something I love seeing guys take charges,
Sure.
Especially after last year. My body still hurts from doing it all last year, and it's awesome to see Maddox. Great
nice
pass.
Dish. Luke from downtown at the buzzer. No good. Tigers trail at 13-19 here after one, looking to bounce back in quarter number 2 after this break on Tiger TV.
Looking for the perfect way to satisfy your barbecue cravings? Look no further. We welcome everyone to enjoy our mouth-watering barbecue made with love and care. With a kids menu and outdoor patio, we have something for all ages. Come for the barbecue, stay for the good times with family and friends.
There's a few things we live by in Oklahoma: honesty, integrity, and hard work. At Triton Foundation Repair, if you don't need foundation repair work, we will be the company that tells you, because when you do need it, we want to be the company that doesn't. Honesty, integrity, and hard work. Triton Foundation Repair.
Back here on Tiger TV for second quarter action of the boys game. Girls opened up with a 9-point win earlier tonight at home. 48-37 is the final of that one, or 48-39 is the final of that one. And then boys here trailing it. I think here's the thing. They got a little bit longer team. They've shot the ball really well. We have played pretty sloppy, and you're down 6, and you got a chance.
Yes, absolutely. It's a lot of negatives in the first quarter, but a lot of positives that can be taken away. The fact that we haven't played anywhere near to our best ball.
Sure. Right there's a turnover, and Maddox picks it up. Nice pass. That one kicked away. No call. I'm not sure about that. Lippold, I think he's got to shoot that right there. You get tied up in the lane right there if you're pressed, but I think that initial, he blows by, gets the free throw line. I like the short jumper right there. I'm not sure if he's in his game or not, but I think he's got that space right there. Maybe needs to take that shot to get us going.
That's a big point in Coach Job's offense is 9s and 7s, which means wide open threes, wide open layups. So we're really not looking for that mid-range jumper.
See,
and
that's why I don't coach basketball, Coach Kevin.
I personally love getting to the mid-range and shooting those, but
my favorite player is Russell Westbrook.
Yeah, right.
So the elbow jumper is something I love, and he does it better than most.
Garrett Redwine do it.
Sure. Oh yeah, he did a really good job.
And
of it.
so,
yeah,
that was a big adjustment last year. Him
Sure.
coming in for all, even these guys on the court right now, who had played their style of basketball, that Merritt style of basketball.
Sure.
We were used to a completely different thing. So, I mean, I can imagine these guys are still adjusting to that.
Luke,
this is his second year with Job. He spent 2 with Merritt too. So
Banks forcing the turnover. They're going to get a block. I thought he might have gotten up and down, but I get why the foul was called there. Carson had his chest on him a little bit too much, but if you're Carson and you're a sub, you're coming off, you're going to, like you talked about, he plays religiously on defense and a lot of pressure. There it is. Causing havoc and going back the other way with it. Ripple into the corner to Wilson. He's passed up a couple maybe layup attempts. There's Press Lipple, bang home a 3-ball.
That's really great ball movement, turning down a good shot for a better shot. Press Lipple knocking down the 3. And Tecumseh's getting up and down the court right now.
Yeah, they've answered pretty much every one of our big buckets, the kind of momentum buckets we've made. They've been answering them pretty quickly.
For sure.
Luke taking his chance. There it is. Create some space. Little floater. Luke Owens in the paint. Hopefully the gym embraces as football winds down and we start getting crowds. I want to hear the Luke, the Luke chant.
I like
the
that.
Luke Longley and that kind of deal. That one knocked away. Had an effort right there. Turning it over. Maddox Wilson creating some space. Got a man down. Got to go in numbers here. Press attacking the rim. Layup off the back iron. Hits everything but the bottom. Tecumseh clears it. Number 5, Stokes pushing. He's going to try to go around Owens, and Owens picking up the blocking foul, but Tigers have cut it to 2. 21-19 here with 6:01 left here in the second. Looks like Hendon and Tegan Thomas check back in. Tegan had a nice start to the ball game, offensive boards and put back points. The big man disrupting the lane. I think he gets back in there. He probably slows some of those layups down.
For sure. I think it's going to make it a lot tougher for Tecumseh to get up and down the court the way they have, and that doesn't seem right since, you know, you want to outrun the big, but a lot of times that presence in the paint will make you not want to bring it in there. So
we used to see it all the time with Landry Allen. Girls would drive near the paint and then just turn around.
Yep.
Both of the free throws good there for Stokes. It's a risky pass there, but Thomas collects it. Banks going right at him and in. Carson Banks, a little spark plug here for the Tigers.
Yeah, he's
4
kind of
points.
giving us a nice little boost.
Looked like a missed double dribble there.
Yeah.
The crowd was not happy about it.
Hey, it's first night out for the old refs, too. Got to give them the benefit of the doubt there.
Yeah.
I will say, we kind of hang our hat on. We don't beat these refs up too bad.
Oh.
Do we?
No.
I think we do a pretty good job. Those football refs now, they're a different I'm just kidding. The knee pad police is what it is. It's the knee pad police that Eli Pagel.
I wish they would become the mouthpiece police.
Yeah, the mouthpieces used to be like, if you had that thing hanging out, they were calling a flag. Now you can just put it in your pocket.
Or just stick part of it in your mouth.
The big thing with basketball is that jersey better be tucked.
I know Luke Owens is already getting it.
Yep.
Hey, you get that thing tucked in. I understand.
Gabe,
I like it tucked in.
Gabe Avalar was the worst about that. I've had to talk refs out of giving him texts a couple times.
That one knocked away. Maddox thought he was maybe fouled and maybe pushed in the hip there from behind, but referee sees it otherwise. And some of those things you talk about, you just got to kind of, hey, you're going to make some mistakes. There's a nice pull-up 3. And Stokes is feeling it, stoking the fire. 26-21 Tecumseh.
Last year, he really hurt us late in the game when they were trying to make a comeback. I think he made 4 or 5.
You're right. I remember
corner
that.
threes.
Maddox Wilson will go to the line. But, yeah, you're right. Stokes filled it up then, too. And, again, Tigers haven't played all that clean, but right here you got a chance to cut it to a one-possession game.
And if you're Maddox right now, I think he probably has 4 or 5 turnovers.
Yeah.
I was in that spot last year. I think I had 8 against Tecumseh. And it's just about, you know, you have the ball in your hands more than you've ever had it in your life. And you got to adjust to that. And there's going to be some growing pains and some speed bumps, but you'll get used to it eventually. And I think, you know, before this game ends, we're going to see improvement from Maddox just in this game.
Sure. Banks pressuring it. Nobody helping out, and Tigers going to pick up another foul here. Banks is doing a really good job all the way down the floor on him, but someone's got to step in there, and it's probably Thomas or Owens has got to slide in front and just slow the ball down. A guy like Banks, that guy's 4 or 5 inches taller and left-handed, dribbling down the floor on the left side, got the advantage.
Yeah, and that's, again, Job, he wants you to force guys left There's a lot of stats that say, teams going left shoot much worse than when they go right, even the lefties.
Yeah, because they're so used to be on. Yeah, you're right.
And so that's the defense. And so Luke there, it was his responsibility to kind of, he's a gap defender, so he's got to kind of sell that he's coming and helping, and then there has to be someone backside there. So just kind of a breakdown and help.
Turnover there again caused by the press. That one no good. Finally, Stokes cools off, but he'll get another opportunity at it right here. Good dish to the corner. That one's going to be long. Tecumseh making some tackles here. Owens, nice pass up top. Hendon, good job keeping the feet in bounds to save it. Press attacking, little jump floater, up and in, and one. BKM Electric, and one for Press Lippold. He'll head to the line. Trying to make it a 1-point game here. Maybe the points haven't went up, or maybe they went up like NBA fashion before you can look up. So I may be wrong about the 1-point game. 28-24, the tally here. Press Lippold delivers and knocks down the BKM Electric and one. So Tigers down 3 here. Stokes, lefty, delivers it into Luke Owens. Luke's going to push the pace. It's nice to have your big be able to do that, like you mentioned, his ability to pass the basketball. Lippold creates some space out of there. What looked like trouble. Well, I'll tell you, you were a guy that would say, hey, you got to go get us a bucket right here, Richie. Go get us a bucket at the end of a possession or whatever. Nice entry pass. Cale Elam, left-hand lay-in, no good for Banks. It's a good look from Elam there, from the big man, just dropping it down. But, I'll tell you, I don't know his role right off the bat, but there's a 9th grader, Donnie Schluter. I've watched him play a lot of basketball at the younger level. But he's a guy that can go get some shots. He's a guy that can really be a spark plug to this offense immediately. And it takes some pressure off of Maddox having to create stuff. Press is not a guy he's more of a catch and shoot guy, a guy that drives well and passes well, but not a big finisher at the rim for Press Lippold. But, Donnie kind of one of those guys that can slash through the lane. Even though he's a 9th grader, I think you're excited about his ability at this level.
For sure. I think the big thing with Donnie, I got to coach him in some kids camps and just different things. I've got to be around him a lot, really. And I think the big thing with him is he's kind of super used to being the guy on a team.
Sure, and when you get to
this level on this court.
Playing at 18, 19-year-olds.
Right. It gets a little harder to get your shot, and for him, I think it's just eliminating bad shots, searching for the good ones, and then when you don't have it, just moving the ball and being okay with that, because that is pretty hard mentally when you're so used to being the guy and being the one who's taking all the shots, to pass it and let your team and trusting your teammates to be able to go make plays. So
well, and your dad's a baseball coach. I talk about all the time, like in high school, you're a really good player. Well, it's the same kind of deal. You're really moving from high school to college, where you've been the best player on the court most nights, and then you go and you play in this team, and now everyone is as good as you from day one, and you got to find a way to climb that ladder and get past those guys.
Exactly.
And it's just to be determined kind of with those young guys, how fast can they climb that ladder. The same thing goes with this lineup. How fast can they adjust to not playing a whole lot to playing a lot and being counted on?
Exactly.
And same thing we saw the girls do a good job of tonight, having girls step up. So there's another. I think Banks has been phenomenal.
He's been outstanding.
Nice pass. That one a little too long. I think Ty's got to keep running and don't worry about the finish there. Just collect it.
And you want to catch it and
dribble around, dish it out. Yeah.
Because you're gonna have guys following, so that you'll have that pass there.
Yeah.
To the middle for the finish.
26-28 here.
But like you were saying, we were talking about Donnie, just figuring out what your role is, finding a role that you do well. Donnie can make shots. He might, for his freshman year, just have to be confined to a catch-and-shoot guy. That was something that I felt Jackson Nix, did super well last year. He's a guy who could go get his own whenever he wanted, but he he confined his role for us, and he was lights out from that corner. And if he had to, he could put it on the ground and make plays for us. So Impress did a little bit of that also last year. So just finding those type of roles. And
I think you're right, Rich. And I always tell young players, like, don't try to go be all these other guys right now. And if you're Donnie and I'm a really good basketball player, I'm a young kid, you don't need to go try to be Richie Overcash. Like, just be Donnie Schluter and play your role, and then let your role expand.
Right.
Because some young guys, all these emotions come in. When you do something well, you get really fired up. When you do something bad, you think the end of the world is happening. And when you're a 12th grader and those things happen, as Stokes is just feeling it.
He's lighting it up right now.
But whenever those good things and bad things happen to young players, they go up and down emotionally, roller coaster. Sure. And when you become an 11th, 12th grader with experience, it's really just, hey, I did something well, great. I did something bad, well. And
it's always next play. And it comes with maturity. I mean, wow.
And one, Carson Banks, the BKM, and one after the great hustle play by Press to turn it back over after a sloppy play.
Incredible
Banks,
game.
Yeah, just gathered it and almost little Penny Hardaway from back in the day, throwing it up, prayer, and it goes in. And Tigers got a chance to tie it here. We're going to have a timeout on the floor. Tecumseh wants to talk about it. We'll take a 30-second timeout and be right back on Tiger TV.
Where you call home is important, and when things break, who you call to fix that home is also important. When it comes to heat and air needs, local matters. Bo Kokenauer of Koch's Mechanical knows that, and that's why Koch's Mechanical takes pride in serving the community he calls home.
Need your AC serviced? Let our dad serve you.
All right, we're back here on Tiger TV. Tecumseh and Tuttle here at the Greg Henning Activity Center. Going to take a look at that last play. Carson Banks gets it from Press Lippolt, and whoop, Chris Berman would say, up and in. The BKM Electric and one. As you get a look at the Tiger bench there, kind of tie it up here. Banks will have a chance to tie the game. We've talked about it, it's been a little sloppier than you want it to be, but you're fighting, and you're taking guys that don't have experience, and they're figuring out that it's okay to make mistakes, just bounce back, and I think they've done a really good job. I think Carson Banks has been the game changer right now on the floor. The smallest guy out there, probably the fastest guy out there too, though.
I personally, I don't think he is. I think he's so quick.
Maybe. I don't know. Yeah, maybe not line it up speed, but
he's just everywhere, and it's incredible to watch. And I'm telling you, there's never been a guy that was worse to be defended by than Carson Banks. It was.
Well, and he's showing it right now.
He's all over the place. It's awesome to watch.
That one knocked away, but gathered it, and it's knocked away again. He gathers it again. Just a little unfortunate there for Tuttle. Lippolt getting a little bit of face guard up the floor. And that's probably been the game plan. Try to take away the one guy you know on the roster.
Can shoot. Yeah. And that was an advantage for in my junior year. Just kind of even last year, we had a lot of guys who hadn't played much, and my role developed. A couple guys' roles developed. So that is a big advantage, especially early in the season. They don't know what you can do on the court, and so.
Lippolt, good look at the corner three. That one's short, but rebounded. There he is. Hendon hands it off to Lippolt, and ties it up again. Not tie to Press. That one, offensive foul underneath. Maddox going to get himself in trouble here as he's got the shot go down, and then he kind of shoved the guy away. He's been a little frustrated. He's gotten a lot of contact, and that's one of those things you got to, hey, don't let these things get in your way, Maddox. Just play some basketball. He's gotten himself in a little bit of foul trouble as well.
Yeah. That was the big thing me and Coach Job always talked about with Maddox is just he could be an absolutely outstanding player. He's got to dial back the turnovers, which we've seen, and the fouls, which we've seen. And, just being able to mentally recover from that is going to be really important down the stretch for him.
Sure.
But I really do believe in Maddox. I believe he could make a big impact in the third, fourth quarter of this game. So.
No, and he's gonna probably be asked to. There are gonna be 2 shots, as that was an off-the-ball foul. The bucket counted already, and that's what's unfortunate. They had a chance to really have a 5-point play right there, and maybe Maddox is saying the ball don't lie. What's been going on as that rims out, but Mitchell, I'll tell you, not a great free throw shooter either. No. He's a guy that cuts and slashes, but I think you're fine if you send him to the line.
Well,
that's 1 of 4. So we'll take it. But 37-33, a minute 45 left. Luke Owens, nice dribble drive. The left hand or the right hand scoop lay-ins in.
There aren't many people who
there
want
we go. They
to
got the chant going.
There's not many people who will want to step in front of Luke when he gets going.
No, he's
speed.
a bowling ball, and Ty gonna get called. He got a piece of the shoulder there. Stokes decides not to bury a 3.
Does a little.
He's a good shooter, man.
For sure.
He can fill it up. He's been hot tonight. I think 3 long balls tonight. A couple layups as well. 37-35 here with a minute and a half. Stokes not used to being so close with the jumper there.
He actually reached out to me after last year's game.
Oh, wow, that's
and so
cool.
we've kind of been DMing back and forth on Instagram. He, maybe I should have given him some things after this game, but he asked me what shooting drills I do, stuff like that. So
that's cool.
He's an awesome kid. He's fun to talk to. So
that's good to. The world's changed for sure, and I love that you're sharing yourself with your methods and stuff of helping guys grow their game. And it's cool to see a kid that says, hey, this kid beat me last year. He played really well against me. I don't have an ego. I want to be a better player. I'm going to ask questions. I think that's how you grow as a player, is you ask questions and you want to learn. And Owens closing out. There's another rebound for Lippold. He's going to get to Owens. Nice no-look pass to Banks. Banks cross court. That one a little dangerous, and it's tipped away. Number 15, Jet Price, tried to collect it and knocked out of bounds. He'll stay Tuttle ball, 53 seconds left. Tigers trail it by 1.
Jet was a guy watching the JV game before the girls game today. He really has a great feel for the game. He was coming off some pick and rolls and just reading the court really well. So I'm excited to see what he can do in varsity.
Nice job by Kale picking up the trash, unable to finish there. Banks going to pick up a cheap one there. I don't love that for Karst because, he had an early one that was cheap like that. Well, hey, man, you've been playing really well. We're going to need you to play a lot more of this game.
Right.
Don't go pick up those fouls 50 feet from the basket.
Yeah. And it kind of comes with a guy like Carson Banks. He's going to play hard all the time.
It's a little Gabe Avalarge.
Yeah, he's going to be in the offensive player's hip pocket at all times and just annoy them. And sometimes he's going to draw a foul that he might disagree with, but is probably a foul.
What happened there?
Carson Banks kind of ran in a little late.
Oh, okay.
And then he walked out, and Coach Stokes said, get back in there.
Lefty up and off the iron. There's Price with the rebound. 33 seconds left here. Banks bringing it up the floor.
Probably want the last shot here.
Yeah, Price just a little discombobulated there. I think he was thinking that Luke was coming around for the handoff, and Luke stopped his progress.
That's something that it's really hard because you're all the way out there, but you have to kind of V-cut or, push a guy off and get there to be a window for a guy who's young, who's never played a varsity game before.
Sure.
So just got to make yourself available.
It's 15 seconds left here. Tigers trail it by 2. That one a long-range bomb. Short miss, but long rebound. They're going to kick it back out there, Stokes, and There's another 3-ball for Mr. Stokes. 1 second left. Banks going to try to launch it. It's knocked away. So a little spurt there at the end. If you're Tecumseh, you like it. If you're Tuttle, you don't love it, but you don't hate where you're at, I don't think, after the first half. You haven't played all that clean. You're getting to know each other. There's a lot of moving parts, new bodies, and you're down 5 at half. You get to go make some adjustments. You get to tell your youngsters, hey, chill out, calm down. The lights, they're going to be bright all the time, and this is how bright they're going to get. They're not going to get any brighter. Relax and play basketball, I think.
I can tell you Job's in there, and I would be very shocked if he was upset right now. I bet he's just saying, let's calm down. Let's play the basketball we know we can. We've shown spurts of doing that, so let's get back to that. And we got a whole nother half. That's why there's 2 halves of basketball.
That's right. We're going to take a timeout here on Tiger TV. After we come back, we're going to have our Smokin' Joe's Rib Ranch girls player of the game, Cortland Traxler, join us here on air after this timeout on Tiger TV.
Stay ahead of the curve and keep your small engines running right this offseason. At Simmer Sales and Service, we have you covered. Bring your equipment over for a full winter tune-up or repair. Our full-service shop is ready for you just 2 miles east of Tuttle. We're locally and family-owned. You'll leave saying, Simmer, good people.
Al's Heat and Air is a proud supporter of the Tuttle Tigers. Serving the Tuttle area for almost 40 years, we work on all makes and models. As a trained comfort specialist, we sell the best and service the rest. Al's Heat and Air, 405-381-3602.
At Contemporary Family Dentistry, our core values are the heart of our Big Little practice since 2008. Our friendly and professional staff are here to ensure your experience at the dentist is a positive one. Does going to the dentist cause you anxiety? No worries. We offer IV sedation for all procedures and your comfort. We are open Monday through Friday at our Newcastle location and now also in Blanchard.
How long's it been since you had pizza? I mean good pizza. Piping hot, cheesy pizza that'll make your mouth water. At the Pizza Shop, we make old school pizza at old school prices. The Pizza Shop, 410 East Main, Tuttle.
At Tactical Pest Solutions, we prevent pests from taking over. Our defense will give you peace of mind, keeping your home or business safe from pesky bugs or creepy crawlers. Our tactical approach proactively treats your spaces before high-traffic pest season. Make an appointment today, even if you haven't seen indications of bugs or pests, so we can play defense for your home team. Give us a call and let's keep your home or business free of what's bugging you. Tactical Pest Solutions. We can beat the bugs to the punch. All right, we're back here at halftime on Tiger TV, the Pizza Shop halftime show. Joining Richie Overcash and I, the Smokin' Joe's Rib Ranch player of the game for the girls' game, Cortland Traxler. Thanks for joining us, Cortland.
Of course.
Cortland, the lefty, she got hot tonight. You had a spurt, 11 points in a couple, really about 3 minutes of game time. What were you feeling out there after you missed your first 3 attempt and then you got 3 in a row to go down?
After the first one, I was a little worried because for about the past week, I've been off, and so I've been trying to get in the gym as much as I can, and I was getting kind of discouraged, and everybody I talked to is like, you're fine, just don't overthink it, just, focus on flick your wrist and everything, and it'll come back to you eventually, and it felt really good to finally hit some shots tonight.
Well, that can kind of get you going. You hit one, and Richie talked about it. You hit one, and then here comes someone else hitting one, and it's kind of contagious.
Really,
your role's expanded a bunch. Your lean on you've been really, they're leaning on you more.
Yeah.
You have a bigger role. Talk about the summer, the off season leading into this year, and then going out tonight and having a really good game. But you can't get too high, you can't get too low when you don't have one. Talk a little bit about what the summer was like and kind of how that all paid off for tonight.
This summer and preseason, it was like basically a brand new group of girls playing together. So we kind of had to figure out how to play with each other, figure out what each other's roles would be and everything. And it took us a little bit of time, but I think kind of team bonding as well, and growing our relationships with each other really helped with that. And preparation, I feel like Coach Combs has helped us a lot with our preparation. Preseason, running and everything. Tonight, Tecumseh, they got a little winded, and she talked to us about that, and just, yeah.
A lot goes into it. Yeah, basketball, the off season starts as soon as the season's over. If you're a basketball player, you spend your time inside shooting the basket.
Yep.
Baseball, it's too cold sometimes to go outside and do things, but
yeah.
This thing's always got an air conditioner or a heater on. So, Cortland, I thought it was awesome. I thought you caught fire. I thought you played good defense. I thought you did a little bit of everything. You talked about a bunch of new players out there on the roster, on the court. And how have you had to go from being kind of a role player to almost a leader? How's that changed mentality for you?
I feel like it's changed my perspective on a lot of things, and kind of helped me step out of my shell and out of my comfort zone.
Because you're really loud, right?
Oh my gosh. Well, I didn't used to be, but now
she's an auctioneer now.
Oh gosh. But yeah, learning just how to step up, and communication has been a big thing for me that I've had to work on. And I feel like I've gotten better. I still need to work on it a little bit, but just, yeah.
Richie,
what were the nerves like, starting the first game of the season, and then how did you make them die down? Was it making that shot, or was it after that first shot you missed? Or
Well, during warm-ups, I was a little nervous. Before we ran out onto the court for warm-ups, I was kind of nervous. And once we started going and everything, it settled down a little bit. And after that first shot I missed, I was still a little bit on edge, but I think once I got going and started playing and just didn't focused on playing on what I was doing instead of other things going on, and I think that really helped. And then obviously making that first shot took a big relief off my shoulders.
Felt good and you just got going?
Yeah.
Hey, well, I'll tell you this. Pressure is a privilege, and you can always remember that. If you're feeling some pressure, you should be honored to have that pressure in your life. It means that you're an important part of the team. It means that you're being leaned on, all those things. We're going to take a look at a little bit of how you broke the ice tonight on some replays here from Hotworks Mustang Replays. I believe that was your first one you got to go down. That was your second one, actually. This was the third one, and then you get the dish pass here. From Kinsley off the glass. That was a good look from Kins, but, the first win of the night, you don't really know, like you said. You've scrimmaged, you've practiced hard, you guys work your tails off, you spend a lot of time with each other, but you don't know how it's going to go. And Tecumseh's a team that I thought, you guys ended their season last year. They had that sour taste in their mouth. They probably remembered that, and they got to go play again right now. They probably have a little bit more motivation on their shoulders to beat you than you do them. Talk about how fun it was just to get the win with your sisters and have a 21-point lead at one time that game.
I really enjoyed it. I was a little skeptical at first, obviously, because new group of girls, and Tecumseh, they have the ability to come out, and obviously they had the motivation from last year. But it was really fun to get to play with this new group of girls. I think we really have gotten to where we flow together pretty well, and it was really fun. It did get a little stressful at the end, but
that's part of it.
Yeah, but it was definitely really fun.
Well, you guys got a week off of game action here. You're going to have some practice time to go correct some mistakes you had at the end of the game. Part of that's probably just the emotions kind of, the fatigue sets in. The emotions are not as high as they were early, and you're kind of weathering a storm of a run and trying to find a way to just win the game and get it over with. But I thought you guys did a really good job of handling adversity, having a lead and not giving it up all the way, and maintaining your win. You had a big steal at the end of the game that kind of iced it. So, this week of practice coming up, you going football game Friday night?
I am. Yep.
All right. So Cortland, she's we talked about, she auctioned off some items earlier this year. Got called out. she raised a lot of money for the program. What's your football score prediction for Friday night, Tuttle versus Bethany?
Oh.
You're not going to get in trouble for whatever you pick. You just can't pick against the Tigers, obviously.
We're going to go 28-17.
28's all we're going to score? I'll let them know.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll bump it up then. Okay. We'll bump it up.
Okay.
35.
35.
Yeah.
So I'll tell Coach Lemmy that you think his defense is going to go up 17 points too.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
Cortland, great job tonight.
Thank
you for coming up and joining us. Hopefully you score a bunch of more points next game, get a bunch of steals, and get you up next time too. There's no limit here.
Yep.
So thanks for joining us. That's Cortland Traxler, our senior Smokin' Joe's Rib Ranch player of the game tonight for the girls. We're getting the third quarter, getting ready to go here, and thanks again to her for joining us. Richie, you can take us off on this third quarter as we get going.
Pass into Mitchell here. He drives to the right, misses Owens' boards. They have an advantage. He's pushing hard. Kicks it out, press on the wing. And press turns it over. Stokes coming down the left side.
Nice.
Good block from LaPolte, and it's going to stay here with the Savages.
Yeah, so press got a little trap there, and ball knocked away. He does a good job recovering right there, but I think that's one of the things you don't want to do when you come out in the first possession is turn it over.
Yeah.
But you got to fight through it and bounce back. That's a kick there. You're going to find that one there. We don't have soccer in Tuttle.
Well.
Yet. Hope.
Kind of.
Kind of.
A little bit.
We have club soccer. Not officially school soccer yet, but
We're working on it.
Good job by Ty. Bodies flying around. You see Banks in there to start the second half. We're going to get it to Thomas. Thomas goes right at the man with a big left-hand lay-in. Tegan Thomas back at it here. He kind of went off early in the first quarter. Got a little winded. Took a little break and really kind of, I'm not going to bash him, but he kind of disappeared.
Yeah.
And you love to see that spark right off the bat there from Tegan.
Right, getting that rest really helped him. It seems just pushing. He pushed the ball up the court, Banks pushed the ball up the court, and he ran the middle really well. So, really good to see.
He's going to affect that shot there as well. I think Banks had a hand on him.
That's a tough one for Carson. And he can't believe he's looking around.
Yeah, that's part of being the little man down there with the big sticks down there in the lane. You get called for those reaches more. Tegan, I think, affected that shot enough with his length that Banks didn't need to do that. I think that's Carson's third foul.
It's hard being little down there. Even if you get all ball, a lot of the times they see a swipe, they're going to call it.
They hear something.
Yeah, especially at the high school level. At college, it gets a little better, but here, if you swipe, they're pretty much going to get you for a foul.
The first free throw, no good. Second one is. He splits the pair. Tigers trying to run here, but Savage's a little full court pressure. He stepped out of bounds. We got away with it. Ty Hendon got fortunate there. Good drive, good pass from Luke. Banks in with a little floater. Nice pass from Luke Owens to Carson Banks.
Tuttle with a little press of their own. And Mitchell flies in and gets an and one over Luke. Luke wasn't in perfect position and tried to take a charge, and Mitchell clipped him with his leg, and they call a foul.
Yeah, just unfortunate there. And
taking charges, it's all about timing and prediction, really. It's a hard thing to do. So with experience, it gets easier. But, again, not much experience out there.
That one, Thomas going to get that one as he reached over everybody, and the arm came down on the shooter. Mr. Mitchell back to the line again.
But like you said, if there was a guy you'd want at the line, if you had to foul someone, it'd be him.
And he keeps making them. He's
He
a
does.
great
He's
free
starting
throw
to-
shooter, one of the best I've ever seen. And he never misses.
We got to stop fouling him.
Got to stop fouling him. He can't be broken.
He found the as he limps
Yeah,
off.
he-
It looks like.
Looks like he may have banged knees, or he's cramping.
Cramping. Yep.
Banks dribbling out of pressure, and it's knocked away, but he collects it. Now he got a fast break. Luke Owens from the wing. This needs to go, and it does. Bangs home a 3-ball. Luke
And
Owens.
the Luke chance.
There it is.
They're a little quiet right now. Hopefully people catch on.
Yep. Got to get them involved. Keep making shots, they'll keep yelling your name. That air ball. And
Great pass.
Just a nice pass after the trash rebound there. The air ball is just hard to rebound.
It's a really hard read because if you read it short, it's either coming all the way back
it's
toward the
rocketing
shooter
it,
or
yeah.
it's right under the goal. So
I'm going to say that's off of Ty Hendon. It was deflected. They're going to make a correction on this. Yeah, good job by the side official there. Coach Job imposing his will. Coach Job not as loud as they get, but he will get fired up for his guys when he needs to. Good pass from Luke into Tegan. That one wrapped up, and he'll go to the line for 2 shots. Tegan Thomas.
having a guy you can just throw it into as a guard is so it takes so much pressure off you. If you're getting, you're near the 5-second call like we talked about earlier, you can just throw it up and inside, and Tegan Thomas has the ability to catch it, and then he's been really good at making a move and going and scoring and drawing fouls. So just takes a lot of pressure off your guards.
Yeah, the big man. And early in the year, you're learning about each other as players. Because Job has learned, hey, I can't let Tegan go for right now. I can't let him go. There's Stokes.
Yeah.
We can't. That guy's got to get. We got to get a hand on that guy.
Yeah.
Wrap him up. Something. Untie his shoes. Whatever we got to do. Lipple, unfortunate there. That one knocked away, and Thomas didn't quite get a hand on it. Now they are going to say he had it backwards again. So
he did say black and pointed to.
Banks can't foul there. Gets tangled up and hamstring. Looks like he's grabbing a hamstring. I don't know if he's cramping or if he's injured. Kind of went down awkwardly, changing directions. They're going to call out of bounds on Tuttle as he was laying on the line. I think Carson Banks tweaked a hammy right there.
I'm hoping it's a cramp, but
you hope it is too, but he's trying to go play defense on it and unable to. We got a sub here for an injured player. They got to ring the bell here. So Cale Elam will check in for Banks. Coach Hargis, our trainer, saying, you need to come down here. You've been walking
poor
around
Carson
the court.
has to limp all the way back over there.
Good job by Ty knocking that one out of bounds, but you hope Carson's okay because he's been a real spark plug here tonight.
That's going to make me, it's really interesting thing to watch now is when will Maddox come back in the game, because him and Carson have that similar style of hustle and really on-ball playmaking. So,
well, they bring the big in. They go a little bit bigger lineup here with Thomas and Cale Elam both. And then you got the length of Lipple kind of at the top here. Good job dribbling around there. Luke Owens, another 3-ball. That one off the front iron, no good.
It's a good look.
Yep, you're going to shoot that every time.
I think Luke has played some really, really good defense today. Stokes just on fire.
This is all Richie's fault. He helped him and gave him a shooting idea, and now he's on fire.
In my opinion.
That's number 6 from downtown from Stokes.
Well, he did it to us last year.
Yeah,
so
no, he could.
He's always had it.
And he's a problem. That one right there is a fadeaway.
Yeah.
Turnover again. Hendon trying to play some defense, unable to do so, and Tuttle just got to kind of clean things up. Tecumseh on a nice run here. 4:14 left in the third quarter. Tuttle trying to weather the storm. It'll be a full timeout here on Tiger TV.
High-speed fiber internet is now available from Tuttle Broadband. Get faster speeds, up to 1 gigabyte in the most modern service available. Stream your favorite shows and get connected with no service contract and competitive pricing. Tuttle Broadband. Schedule your installation today. High-speed fiber internet for a more connected Tuttle.
Back here on Tiger TV in the third quarter. 4:14 left. Tecumseh been on a little hot streak here. Mr. Stokes, the lefty, number 5 for Tecumseh, has shot it as efficiently as anybody will shoot it against us all year, hopefully.
Yeah.
6 long-range shots have dropped for him, and he's had some layups, had a couple of free throws as well. Maddox, nice dribble drive up. He'll go to the line for 2. Nice job, Maddox, coming in and getting a couple shots with the clock stopped.
Just creating something, not being shy of making the mistake. He's made some today, but
those are going to happen.
Just being able to come back in and play the way you normally do is it's tough to do, but he's doing it.
Tigers dealing with a few muscle cramps going on the bench. Cale Elam had to step out, and Carson Banks trying to stretch himself back out. They're going to kick it to the corner again. Got to find Stokes. Teagan, good job to really affecting that shot. Maddox going to go right at Stokes. Ripple gets it knocked away. Hendon kicks it back out to Press. Press has got to line that one up, and he does. That's a big shot to cut it to 9, 57-48.
Press is one of those dudes like Stokes who can get going really quick if he sees a couple fall. So keep looking for him if you're Maddox and Ty, who are going to have the ball in their hand a lot.
Tecumseh, it seems like every time they get the ball, the first look is to where's 5 at. There he is. That one cranked from long range, and those are the ones you want him to take, the ones off the dribble. I don't think that's his shot. I think he's the catch and a one-step shot guy. Hendon trying to go up to Teagan Thomas, and Teagan on a different page of the book. A layup up and in for Tecumseh. Off the mistake, back to an 11-point lead. Maddox behind the back, little floater in the lane. Nice job by Maddox answering right there. So a couple buckets here for Wilson. Playing through a little foul trouble and some mistakes made. Thomas a little winded right now. Affects that shot, but up and in. Savages keep the answers coming. They got the answer key right now.
Yeah. Anytime Tuttle does something positive, let's answer right back with something even more positive from Tecumseh.
And really, it's kind of been easier for Tecumseh to get those buckets than Tuttle.
Yes, for sure.
Thomas sets a high screen. Maddox swings it all the way to the corner. Lipple right into Teagan. Nice pass.
Yeah.
Nice little underhand handoff. You know, it's right there and gets the defender in the air, drops it off to the 6'6" man, and Teagan up and in. Another long
over
range
Teagan,
ball.
too.
I mean, you got to tip your hat to Stokes.
Yeah.
The man is feeling himself, and really it's tough to stop. There's Luke Owens. He's been hot, but not that one. I mean, he's just a heat check.
Yeah.
And if you're the coach, you're like, that's off the top and over the backboard.
That should be. Oh, well, it'll.
Yeah, it didn't bounce on the top. It just went
It'll
over
lead to a layup.
Ty Hendon up and in. That one's a good bucket there for Tuttle.
That's one of those things that karma, basketball gods give you karma. And a call that should have been out of bounds leads to a layup for us. So.
Yep. Good job by Maddox getting a hand on that one to disrupt it. 58 seconds left here in the third. 10-point lead for Tecumseh. Floater up, no good. Lippold rebounds. He'll push the pace. He's got Owens in the corner if he wants him.
Good
he drops
pass.
it off to Teagan, just unable to handle that one. A little bit too firm there, and Teagan didn't have his head all the way around. It's one of those plays, as the year goes, he catches it and dunks it. You know.
For sure. And Press takes a little something off of it.
Tigers extending the defensive pressure a little bit higher up the floor. Jet Price, hand in the face. Good defense, better shot.
Logan Garrison, actually.
Oh, that's Logan Garrison.
Yes,
I'm sorry.
sir.
I'm watching the
Jet
monitor.
Price is in there. So I believe two sophomores.
Yep.
Logan a junior, I believe, actually.
Wilson dribbling it out. Tigers looking for one shot here, trying to get it to 10, maybe 9. 10 seconds on the clock. They'll run the action now. That's going to delay things as Wilson lost track of the dribble. Gets it to Lippold, can't get the shot off, and Tigers empty on that possession. And just a little mishandle right there to start it. You may have started it a hair later than you wanted to, but Tecumseh takes a 12-point lead to the fourth quarter. We'll be back on Tiger TV.
Life is complex enough. With decades of experience, Cornerstone Insurance Group makes insurance simple. We can help with coverage for your home, farm, or ranch, coverage for all the drivers, cars, and equipment in and around your house, coverage for your business, large or small, life insurance to give you peace of mind. Call or stop by today, and one of our experienced, licensed agents will shop dozens of insurance companies for you, saving you time and money. Call our office or visit us online at oklahomainsured.com.
Yeah, I'll be ready.
Back here on Tiger TV, fourth quarter going here. About to get going. 12-point lead for Tecumseh. It's been a high-scoring game here. Tecumseh was 66 on the board through 3 quarters, and Mr. Stokes has got about 30 of them.
Yeah.
As he's been on fire, number 5 for Tecumseh. And he's only really taken one bad 3, and that's one of the ones that didn't go down, I thought.
Right.
I mean, it was a little off balance. Maybe you say the other one he took, but it went in, so it was good.
I think he's had 3 threes off the dribble that I remember. One of them fell. So just get him to put the ball on the ground, whatever you have to do. Fly by him, whatever that causes. He's also made some incredible passes like that
one right there. That's an athletic move by Mr. Mitchell, hanging in the air for a long time and adjusting. Tecumseh, if you're Tuttle, you just really got to take care of the basketball, get a clean shot. There's one there for Lippold.
Yep. But this is where Tecumseh has been so good at getting the ball down the court and creating advantages for themselves like this one.
Good fortunate miss there. And this is a point, like, you get something rolling a little bit right here. You're only down 12 at the start of the fourth. Maddox, good drive, a little strong on the lay-in. Nice spin under the goal, but
you're
going to get a foul. I thought he might have taken an extra step on the spin, but no such luck if you're a Tuttle fan on that call. Rip is battling a little fever tonight, a little mild fever. He says he feels fine. I think it's because he wants to watch his show. We got this enormous beanbag, and he won't get off of it. He loves that thing. It's about the size of his bed. It's bigger than his bed. That one up and in as well. So 14-point lead here for Tecumseh.
Good pass,
Nice
Maddox.
entry pass there to Mr. Hendon. Again, we haven't seen, there's Carson Banks. He just checked back in. Had a little cramping issue earlier. There's Stokes driving in, the lefty looking like James Harden tonight, finishing at the rack. There's another fast break for Hendon, up and in, off the lay-in. Good. That's quick. You get 2 points for 2 points, and that's a 12-point lead still, but that all happened in about 6 seconds time. So
it's a really good use of the offhand from Ty Hendon there too. Just got to get a stop.
Yep.
One stop at a time at this point.
You got to close down there, and you'll let him shoot it, but you can't let him shoot it. Get lucky there. Luke with a good rebound. Maddox all the way across court. Carson Banks collects it. Lipple, good drive right there. Up and the block on Mitchell. I thought might have gotten away with a little stiff arm there. Still football season.
Felt like it could have gone either way.
I
Probably should have just been
yeah,
no call.
You're right.
But we'll take the foul.
They're going to give him the layup attempt, so he'll go to the line for 2.
Some NBA continuation.
Yeah, a little continuation. (72-60), 5:59 left. Tigers, if you can score points when the clock stopped, and I think the general rule in high school basketball is if it's a 10-point game with 4 minutes left, 4.5, 5 minutes left, you got a chance to win it still.
For sure. I think last year we showcased the ability to come back at times. I don't think we ever had one where we got all the way back. But
we made some really good runs at it.
We had some really good runs at the end, and I would never count this team out.
Mitchell all the way through everybody, and again, someone's just got to close the door and send him to the backyard because he went right through the front door and into the living room. Got him some chips and dip on the way.
There's just a lack of help defense right now.
Hendon probably got to go challenge that one. There's 15 points the lead now. For Tuttle, you don't want to let this slip past there. You need a big momentum bucket right here, and Lippold trying to find Luke cutting to the hole. I think he maybe shoot that one.
Yeah. He's made 2 today. I think he's only missed 1. Just got to let that one fly.
Banks there tripped up. But yeah, you got to have that momentum. Like there's 5:04 here in the fourth. You got to have a momentum bucket to maybe spur a little run here if you got to have a chance to win.
And I do think that does come down to having that guy. I feel like, 2 years ago it was Garrett Redwine. Last year it was me who would just go and force the situation. You have to have someone do that here. Someone has to step up. Maybe Carson, who hasn't played much, but he needs to get in that paint and try and distribute from there.
Trying to find something going here on offense. Time ticking. Lippold into the teeth of the defense. The putback no good. Looking for a foul call, doesn't get it. 4:35 here on the clock here in the fourth. Tecumseh probably going to slow things down. Probably take a shot if you get it to Stokes in open area, but you're really probably not, looking for a whole lot else. They've had some success, though, dribbling the ball through the paint. And that's one thing you got to be careful of if you're Tuttle, and that's the other thing. And fortunate again, he misses long there, and you got a rebound.
Yep. Those are so hard because
the
offense can get away with a little shove in the back here and there, and I think that's what happened there. And press jump maybe a little early too, and it leads to those long rebounds.
Banks, good job on the ball. There's about 5 seconds there of defense. Luke Owens, they're going to say he didn't set quite. I don't disagree necessarily. I think he's kind of sliding as that happened.
Yeah,
unfortunate. But
that's one of those you probably keep your hands up, don't fall, and they're not going to call a foul, but falling there, kind of knocking his legs out, caused a call.
So 76-61 here, 3:49 left. Again, we got semifinals football Friday night. We're over at Yukon High School. We're not going to be able to broadcast it. Unfortunately, the NFHS network said, hey, we're going to we own the rights to this game. We're going to go ahead and have somebody broadcast it. So they'll have the game there. I would just suggest coming to the football game in person because it's going to be a great football game. Anytime you're playing somebody for the second time in a season, it's always harder. It'll be a good game. I expect the Tigers to come out and do what they've done this year, and if there is adversity, respond to it. It's an exciting football game Friday night and a chance to go play in the state finals, Kevin.
Yeah, I mean, you can't get any better than this. I got a chance to visit with Coach Ballard before the basketball games this evening, and he's really relaxed and, said he's had a really good week of practice, and the boys are just ready to play. And
Sure, you take that week off. It's so hard. And for a high school kid to say, hey, you just pump your brakes. But this is a mature team, Kevin. We've seen that, all year long. They've had to answer calls that there was a lot of question marks going into the year, and you're not sure what's going to happen. And that's I'll tell you as a head coach, the reason Coach Ballard's relaxed is not because he thinks he's got it in the bag. It's because he trusts his players have done their homework. They're prepared. They're going to get lined up right. They're going to be able to respond to things that Bethany's going to come out and do some different things. So was Tuttle. And he's confident in the quarterback play, confident in the defense, confident in the O-line, the run game. And then you got playmakers like C.J. Simon and Brady McAdoo that I'm just telling you, I'm not saying he's got anything in the bag, but it's a little easier to be calm when you can trust your guys.
Exactly. And I expected Bethany's going to come, prepared. They have studied everything they can study to find some way to stop that. I call it the twin attack of CJ and McAdoo but they're not the only ones. I mean, like the other two twins, the real twins, defensively can lock down anybody as corners. I've never seen two kids play.
And they're just
cornerback as tight and as disciplined as those two guys.
Well, and they're young kids that are really athletic out there on the perimeter, and then you bring them inside and the inside on offense, and then you got a state champion wrestler back there behind a big old line that's done a great job. Sean's ran the ball phenomenally all year long as you get a nice lay in there from Banks. But Richie, you kept up with the Tiger football team this year at all?
I've tried to a little bit. I think I watched the Bethany game, the first one, and honestly, it was awesome to watch. It felt like almost watching a college team, really.
Yep.
The way we can throw the ball, mix up the offense, it feels like almost in that game, it felt like almost 50-50 throw and pass, and it's just something that we haven't had since I've been here.
Yeah.
It's fun to watch.
Well, and Coach Ballard is proud of his guys. You want to win this game, and the way they've handled their business. Anytime, I'll tell you, if you're thinking about going to the football game, anytime Coach Ballard's talked about the practices being really well, that's usually been a really good sign of how the game goes for the Tigers. There's been some games that there's some reckless bodies going on right now. Banks shoots a three, no good. But anytime they've practiced well, Kevin, you've heard Coach Ballard talk, we've had a great week of practice. Well, that's when they've put up the most points. That's when they've played their best defense. And I think that's exciting to hear from Coach Ballard because he tells it like it is. He's not going to tell you they practiced well if they didn't.
And we got a coaches show tomorrow night. Even though we can't stream the game Friday night, we're still going to meet with Coach, and I don't know what players are coming. Do you know who?
I haven't talked to him. I would imagine we might get a cruise appearance from the quarterback. Coach Ballard, he'll pick out some guys that'll join us on the coaches show tomorrow night. That's at 6 o'clock.
Oh, I thought we started at
5:30. 5:30. We'll post it online, but 5:30 tomorrow night, it'll be live. You can also go back and watch it later if you're busy at 5:30. The coaches show, the playoff preview show for round 3 with Coach Ballard and Eli Pagel. I'll probably be there. I'm not sure yet. I've got a coaches clinic this weekend. I'm trying to maneuver around as well. So,
no worries. I'm sure Eli.
He has to pick up the slack.
He can do it. So.
I've had to do it the last 2 weeks by myself.
That's right.
I can't handle it anymore. But
it'll be a good show, and so you want to
always entertaining. I'll tell you, the kids on the show have always been really good entertainment.
Yeah, that's been really good. I enjoyed that aspect of it. Hey, we also got wrestling coming up next week. There's the 10th and the 12th on Tiger TV. You'll get to see the Tiger wrestling team. Going to be a couple of good duels there. Should be a lot of fun. And then we'll be back for basketball on the 17th.
Yep.
And then on the 20th, right before Christmas. So lots of Tiger TV in the month of December. So you want to, tune into that. But, for this basketball team here, both the boys and the girls. I mean, you really need to come out, get in the gym, find you a seat here. There's plenty of space. It's a good place to watch. And these guys are giving a tremendous effort. And ladies with a huge victory. So looking forward, to just Tiger TV. This is our first basketball game. We got 8 more all the way up
Plus
into
the playoffs,
February.
yep.
Plus, whatever playoffs we can get into, and then
As long as they don't take it
as
from
long
us.
as they don't take it away from us. But we got to go up to out to Hennessy last year.
Yep.
A fantastic facility they have there.
It was
incredible.
cool.
Yeah, that was a cool place to watch a game, and that was a lot of fun. So it's going to be a good season. 9 total basketball games on Tiger TV this year, and 5 wrestling matches. So tune into Tiger TV, and just keep supporting the Tigers.
Yeah, and if you think our expertise is good with basketball games, with Richie joining us, Bradley said, "I'm out." He's about to fall asleep up there. Yeah. No, but if the wrestling broadcast that we do with Coach Sherbers on there and the different guys we have, I mean, oh my gosh, it's like they're going to score points before they even take a guy down. So
right. I talked to Coach Williams a little bit earlier today, and he said he wasn't exactly sure who was going to be on. Coach Sherber will be on as much as he can, but
sure.
I think Luke is still wrestling.
Yeah, he is.
So
Oh yeah, he's having a great year. Him and Dustin are both having great years.
Yeah,
and
killer up at Oklahoma
and
State.
Luke now engaged to Coach Macy McAdoo.
Yeah,
the Tuttle power couple here, the D1 Bedlam duo. So for tonight's game, Smokin' Joe's Rib Ranch player of the game tonight for Tuttle. Richie, what's your first initial thoughts on the guy?
Carson Banks.
Yeah,
for
Carson
sure. Came in, provided a spark. Obviously couldn't pull out the win, but he was the reason it was 31-30 there in the second quarter. Just provided a spark, made some shots, and made some big plays defensively, and he just flew around the court. So,
all right, I don't disagree with that. As you see a few replays here, there's Carson, and a little floater there gets that one to go as well. But really, his defense sparking it and really notching the game up. We had it tied a couple times, and he was a huge part of that. So, congrats to Carson Banks, our Smokin' Joe's Rib Ranch player of the game tonight. And again, we're off a little bit for basketball. We got wrestling next week. Football game is at Yukon High School, 7 o'clock Friday night against Bethany. If they win, they go to the finals. Do us a favor. Get out there in person and watch it.
Yep,
buy a ticket. It's cheaper than watching it online. Go buy a ticket. Come to Yukon High School just down the road. Go to the big city. Get some food. Eat it. Something.
There's plenty of places.
Yeah, whatever you want. But we appreciate all the support we have. All of our sponsors. We can't do this without you. I'll just say this. On behalf of me and Eli Pagel, we can't thank you enough for all the support you've given us and Kevin Rogers and Bradley and Hudson Peck, all the crew that's broadcasted football games. I want to say thanks to all the work Kevin does behind the scenes in football. It's graphics that we produce and put up, and he uploads and gets them going in the middle of games when it's not always easy. We've battled internet issues. We've battled all different kinds of things, and so we never really got to say, because we thought we had a football broadcast Friday, we never really got to say, hey, thank you for joining us all year of football. Hopefully you hear it. We'll talk about it a little bit on the coaches show tomorrow night, but thanks for all the supporters, all the folks. Join us tomorrow night's coaches show on YouTube at 5:30. Thursday night, home for the holidays, downtown Tuttle, and then Friday night, it's a big weekend, and it's a big weekend if you're a Tuttle Tiger.
Yep.
Richie, awesome to have you tonight, man.
Yeah,
and
glad you're on board.
Yeah,
it's gonna be a great season.
My wife's gonna be fired up that, hey, if I got to do something, she knows the ship ain't gonna burn down, and Richie can help Kevin out with it. But Richie, final thoughts from tonight?
I had a lot of fun. I thought a lot to build on for both girls and boys, and please come out and support. Full gym. It really helps us play better. Speaking firsthand, I remember my most memorable games were in here, Ada big student section, Newcastle big student section. So just come out. You're not in high school forever, so
Yeah, and all you adults at home on the couch, get yourselves off that couch and get up here, get some stair exercises.
Come yell at some refs.
That's
and
right. Yeah,
have
get
some
off
fun.
the Coach Brooks will tell you to
Yeah,
shush, shush.
yeah.
So anyway, Kevin, any final thoughts for tonight?
No, it was a great evening, and fun watching the girls play. Love to see how Coach Combs has rebounded with the whole new group, and it looks like they're getting some cohesiveness together, and it's going to be a lot of fun to watch them play. And then the guys, I know Coach Job is going to be working really hard,
Sure.
and we got a few guys that's going to probably come and help out once football season's over. So yeah, looking forward to a great basketball season.
Well, that'll do it for us tonight. Lady Tigers win. The boys drop it to Tecumseh tonight, but we're back at it the rest of the week. Full action slated. Wednesday night, Coach's Show, Tiger TV on YouTube at 5:30 tomorrow night. Home for the holidays Thursday night in downtown Tuttle. Go support all the different clubs and activities and businesses that help us out. And then Friday, get in your car. You go ahead, like they say on semi-pro, you go ahead into your mama's bedroom and you find that $10 bill and you go, you get it out of her coin purse and you get down to Yukon High School for some old-fashioned fun on Friday night. So Bradley Watson on the camera tonight, thank you. And for Tiger TV, Richie Overcash, Kevin Rogers, and myself, thanks for joining us.